Tell me if it's not. Oh man, someday I'm gonna get proficient enough where I don't have to spend the first like few minutes asking people, "Can you see me? Can everyone see me? Can you hear me?" But that being said, can you see me and hear me? He needs a supporting active juggler or something. Right. Can you see me? Are we in? Are we good? Not. Oops. See. Should be rolling. Live Q&A with Bignoknow. All right, here we go. You're a legend. We see you, man. Dope. Nah, I'm not a legend, but thank you. Man, a long time. I was looking at something that said that I hadn't done a live Q&A in like 125 days. And I was like, that's not good. That's a mistake. Good. Just got my second shot last week. Steve T. How you feeling? Can you feel anything at all? By the way, guys, this is going to be a live Q&A. So just ask me whatever questions you want. Let's just communicate. Let's I don't know. Let's just kick it. Let's just try to make this fun. As fun as we can. I'm trying something this week where I'm trying to put out one video a week starting last Sunday for 7 days just to see what that would be like, what kind of response I would get from you guys, how difficult it might be to accomplish. So figure this is an easy way to knock out a video and just really get some fresh content going quick. I miss you guys. Nicola, good, cool. So I'm going to mess up a lot of names as well. Forewarned. Everyone is forewarned. I'll do my best not to, though, but it's going to happen. Michael Illman, I see you and hear you, bro. Perfect. Thank you. Playing it old school. Your beard is dope. I'm trying, man. I'm really trying. I kind of decided that I would go ahead and grow out a beard. I've never really been like very good at doing that. I always feel like I grow really nasty beards, but the missus gave me the green light, so I said, let's do it. Thank you. Buried my broken bones. I see you staring but not talking. It's just kind of creeping me out. Screen says offline. Uh-oh, okay. Can you guys see me? Offline. Beard looks good, man. Thanks, Kyle. Rory, how's your mood, dude? Mood's been pretty good lately. Are we still good? Yay, working stream. Perfect. So to Rory O'Day, how are you, my friend, first and foremost? The mood's been pretty good lately. I haven't really done like a specific update on that, but the last 2 or 3 weeks have been 2 or 3 of the better weeks I've felt in a very long time. I had 2 months where shit just went downhill. It spooked me. It was upsetting. It scared me, but it seems to be going a lot better right now. Powered Buyer. Thanks to you, bro, and your videos. I am 5 weeks sober and CrossFit training daily. Wow. Still need to get to meetings more frequently, but feeling good. That's amazing. That means a lot to me that you shared that with me. I'm so happy for you. Just take it one day at a time. The meetings thing is tough for me too. I still feel like I need to get to more meetings. A lot of you who are watching may not know I am an alcoholic, so it's really important for me to gear my life towards maintaining an alcohol-free and sober way of living. Meetings really help, and I'm glad you got into CrossFit if that's what you wanted to do. That's a really awesome message. Steve T, is it impossible to have kids on TRT? No. The question is from Steve, is it impossible to have kids when you're on TRT? So I'm on testosterone replacement therapy myself. I have a buddy who's on TRT. Of course, I won't say his name, but he was on TRT for a year, like 180 mgs a week. He got his wife pregnant. A common misconception is that when you're on testosterone, you won't be fertile at all. Now, while it does, the stream is continuing. While it does reduce fertility, does not make it impossible. He got his wife pregnant with the assumption that he couldn't. So be careful. Don't be silly. Wrap that willy. See if I can bring this into the... Sorry guys, hold on 2 seconds. I'm still trying to... I can't see myself still. I know you guys can see me, which is obviously the most important thing. But if I could get it so I could see myself too, that wouldn't hurt. Alright, here we go. Where were we? PunkFan27182. Has music helped you through rough times with mood disorders? Of course. Listen, music. When I was severely depressed back in 2011, geez, it's been that long. 2011, 2012, even a lot of 2013, rough. And I couldn't experience emotions like a lot of us who go through mood disorder. I just couldn't feel anything. I felt completely numb and disconnected from my environment, from the people, from even memories of good feelings. Music was one of the few things that was tangible to me to return me to any sort of like common ground for what life used to be like. To this day, it's one of the things, even on harder days, that can inspire emotion. I think that's a universal thing. I think one of the first things I remember laying in my bed and I listened to like Unchained Melody by the Righteous Brothers. I think it's called the Righteous Brothers, whatever. Unchained Melody, and that was my favorite song before I got depressed, and it helped me remember I was still alive. Listen to music. Careful what you're putting into your head. I'm not saying all music is equal, but Kitty Katara. Woohoo! Working. Good, yeah, it's working. I'm glad. Ibra's World. Starting CrossFit tomorrow, man. Appreciate the motivation. That's awesome. I mean, I hope everyone understands, like, I CrossFit, right? And I love CrossFit. But I don't think it's, like, the only way or the only path, So if someone ever decides to try CrossFit because they saw that I did, that's great. And I hope you enjoy it. But if you don't sweat it and just find something else that you do enjoy. It's not really about what you're doing. It's just that you're doing something. But that's awesome. N-Star, yes. Buried my broken bones. Yes, TRT is not birth control, for sure. King Stivan. Yay, working stream. What's up, man? Fallout 3 Pro Hunter. When you and depersonalization when you and depersonalization, did you ever notice visual changes or visual static dots on the wall? I don't think so. I have to be honest with you. It's been a while since I probably considered myself depersonalized, like formally dissociated, depersonalized. I think more what I deal with now is brain fog, a sense of detachment, not being in the room, so to speak, but less so. When I was severely depersonalized, I don't think I had any visual things like that. I'm not saying that can't be a thing. I don't want to scare you, but I just don't know if that was part of my story. Where are we? The Real One King, yes. Xavier, Von Parker, much better now, good. Kitty Katara, you're online, yes ma'am. I'm so bad at names, I just know there's going to be one big exploitation of my poor pronunciation. Oh my god, Noah, what's up, Cherry? Cherry. King Steven, refresh. Are you saying refresh like I need to refresh? Are we chilling? I hope we're chilling. It says we're going. 8 minutes in. 45 people watching. By the way, if it's your first comment, leave your question, if you would. I mean, that's what this is for, right? You clicked on it, so you better get involved. There's no reason to watch a live stream and not say something. I promise, it's not scary. Don't be afraid if you happen to be nervous about it. But let me know where you're from in the world. I'm beyond fascinated, beyond curious. So let me know. Rory O'Day, sweet. King's Fun, is it the HCG? Haven't started the HCG yet in regards to why my mood's been better. I was originally going to, but my last blood result, or the last time I did blood work on TRT was so high, my testosterone that is total and free on my 48-hour marker, that all we did was lower my dosage. We lowered my dosage, and she wants to get a better sense of where I'm at on a little more reasonable area there before we start the HCG. It's still in the plans. It just, I came back too high. She wasn't sure how it would affect me. The Real King. Do you take any stimulants for your workouts? The only stimulants I take, guys and gals, is coffee. I drink 1 cup, occasionally 2 cups of coffee a day, but that's it. I don't do anything else. No pre-workouts or anything like that. Playing it old school. Do you miss alcohol? Shit. Why not just get right into one of those questions? When I'm doing well, not so much. But if I'm ever having a particularly tumultuous time, if things aren't going well in my mental processes, if I'm more depressed, if I'm more anxious, if I have a stretch of harder days and maybe I'm not as inclined to do the self-care, sometimes I miss the escape of alcohol. Because at the end, it wasn't so much social and fun. It was just a method of slowing down my brain and escaping. I tend to ruminate. I think too hard. I think too fast. And occasionally I miss the way that alcohol slowed my brain down. Now, the problem was the window, the time frame from which I felt like relief. It just was less and less. And I think that was the problem, is that I wasn't getting that relief. I wasn't getting that break. And so it was negatively impacting every other aspect of my life, so much so that it makes it hard to really miss it. I'm just too aware of how badly it affected me. But if I stop doing the right things, if my lifestyle and my daily routines, my therapies, if they don't coincide with this effort to be healthy, mind and body, that's when I start missing it more, which tells me I need to wrap it up. I need to lock it up. Steve T. My doc made it seem like it was impossible. No, it's not impossible. You can for sure get a girl pregnant. My friend got his wife pregnant. That's a real thing. Fury Ferris. Sir, how are you? Just checking in and wishing you support, man. I remember when you had like 2K subs. I need to know, will Walter Carbuncle ever return? Cheers, bud. I don't know if you're still here. Walter Carbuncle was like this alter ego that I had. I posted on my second channel that I don't really work anymore. Not really. I don't post on there anymore. I think I should again, but I don't know. Anyway, that's so funny. It almost makes me want to do my Walter voice. Maybe I will. This is just for you. All right, this is Walter Carbuncle. Walter Carbuncle here. Shit. Blackmail me forever for doing that. Live stream. I'm embarrassed and I just did it. Yeah, the channel's grown. The channel's grown. We're up to 30K subs. Thanks to you guys. I'm blessed. It's cool. Rory O'Day, you look fine. You don't need to see yourself. Oh, perfect. Okay, there you go. I know. I'm so vain, right? Kitty Katara. I've been struggling with motivation for exercise. How do you stay motivated? How did you choose CrossFit? You know, my answer for motivation and exercise, which does come up from time to time, I always wonder, I'm like, am I repeating myself so much so that I would be annoying my viewers, or the people that choose to watch my videos? Anyway, when it comes to motivation and exercise, it's a common thread. Everybody, whether you're mentally stable, whether you struggle with mood disorders, people seem to struggle with this idea of motivation. And here's what I have to say. I don't believe you need to be motivated to exercise or to implement an exercise regimen. I think it's just about perspective and how you look at it. So for me, I always attached exercise with vitality, exercise with survival, exercise with a chance to improve my mental health. You know, the clinical studies, everyone understands and knows that few things are more important than exercise for depression and anxiety. So as someone who struggles with that, I was always just like, oh, I have to. So I started treating it like eating, like sleeping. I didn't have to be in the mood or motivated or interested. I just had to walk my feet there, and then my brain would soon follow. And what I found is over time, you know, especially as I learned what I wanted to do, it became easier and easier. But I don't give myself the choice anyway. So I could also say that, you know, if you're not motivated, set more reasonable goals also. Maybe 3 times a week you're going to go for a walk. Maybe after 2 or 3 weeks of going for a walk 3 to 4 times a week, you're going to go for a 10-minute jog 3 times a week. And then you can build from there as you feel more capable. How did I choose CrossFit? Sorry, it's a long-winded answer, but just remove choice. Make it necessity. I chose CrossFit because I was just bored. That's it. It wasn't like I hated bodybuilding or powerlifting or playing basketball. I still love all those things. I just got really bored of them. Like really bored, and I had a few people I knew who were doing CrossFit, and they just really enjoyed it. One of the main components of CrossFit, for the unaware, is there's just extreme variety. I say the word extreme because you're literally like doing something new every single day, and I just thought that was so cool. And so I gave myself a month last summer. I was like, I'll give it a shot, and if after a month I have a bad experience and I don't enjoy it, I can always go back to what I was doing. Of course, as you may or may not know, I've been doing CrossFit like a crazy person for 7 months. I love it. It's what I want to do, and I still do bodybuilding and powerlifting. I play basketball. I played last night. I just do it in conjunction with my CrossFit. N-Star. Oh, shoot. It does this thing where it like refreshes me and it drops me to the bottom. I got to speed up. I'm going to speed up, guys. I promise. Wow, I'm so behind. Okay, my fault. For anyone who's like, this guy's never going to get to my question, I'm going to speed things up. I mean that. I'm going to get going right now. It refreshed my screen. It dropped all my comments, so I didn't know where I was. Here we go. N-Star, does your mood cycle? Do you see a pattern of your shitty days, like every Friday, etc.? Yes, my mood cycles for sure. I'm still trying to understand the pattern, but I'm trying not to obsess over the pattern. But yeah, my mood cycles. I wish it was a little less so. It cycles so much to the point that I've like wondered if I was bipolar in the past, but I've been informed that my doctor thinks while my mood does change rapidly, he doesn't think it's bipolar. Javier Von Parker, thank you for mentioning depersonalization in your videos. I was all over Google trying to find an answer to no avail. Yeah, depersonalization is still something that's not widely spoken of. There's a few people trying to do good work on YouTube. The channels are pretty small, but you're welcome. I need to make more videos on depersonalization. I think I was just more inclined to when it was more directly affecting me, but I should probably stop being selfish about that and make more in general. Kyle Koslow. I would be interested to hear how your relationships with your friends were affected by your mood disorder. Were you able to mend those relationships, or did you just make new ones? You know, they were deeply affected. For some people, it was affected more. They were affected more. Some people really didn't know what to do with my depression. I just made a video about this. Check my video manager, or excuse me, my recent videos. It's literally one of my most recent uploads. The title is something like, "When People Get Tired of Your Depression." Some people were able to handle my depression. Other people needed space from me eventually because I burned them out because I was so full time. And hey.
So I like changed.
1 second, guys. 1 second.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
I like changed the password, and it still takes me back to where, like, it's stuck where I was before.
You serious?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going on an adventure, guys. Hold on.
You like periscoping?
I'm live streaming, yeah, on YouTube.
You want to be in this?
No, I'm sorry, you won't be in it.
No, you're fine.
I just don't want to walk away from the screen and confuse everyone. 1 second, guys.
Bye-bye. I left with Ash.
Their kids are good, and them memos should go out to everyone.
So I like changed the password. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
you're fine.
just like hit checking. So I'm using like the new password that I just came up with, and it's
Did not work. The credential that were used to connect. Let me just log in under my shit.
okay. Can you log in for me, and then
Yep.
I'm gonna go into the screen.
Dr. Mashowski's patient.
It works. I'm just in the back using the office, getting some video editing done, and now I have to help them. So I feel weird doing this to you, but 1 second.
One of the ones is left, by the way.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I chose the live stream on YouTube, so I have like a live stream going with people watching.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's me walking in the room.
No, that doesn't matter. I just mean it's just funny to me that this is happening while I'm trying to. Hey, love. Hannah still can't get in. Oh, perfect. 8, 10, 13. Ashley, do you want to help her? Do you...
I can help her. Take that and get out.
Okay, hold on. Here's Ash. Oh my gosh, I'm so confused. Thank you.
Poor people on YouTube.
Yeah, no kidding. You like thinking to yourself, what do I bother clicking on his videos for? Like, what's going on right now? I don't know what's going on right now myself. All right, I'm going back to A Quiet Place. Never a dull moment, though, eh? Okay. People still here? Is this still a thing? Can everyone still see me? Where were we? Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm back. Let's get refocused here. Where were we? You're online. Oh my god, no, refresh. School. Oh, cycle. Thank you for mentioning depersonalization videos. I'd be interested. Okay, so yeah, the relationship thing. I think I answered it, but some people just handle it better than other people. I did lose some. I did make some new ones. And once we got through it, once we all learned more about what it means to have a mental health crisis, sorry to go back to the old question about how my mood disorder affected relationships, we made them even stronger. But I would say, to an effect, I did lose a couple. Because no one can plan for mood disorders. Thomas Simmons. It's 2:35 a.m. here. Can't sleep. I randomly saw this live Q&A. Just want to take the opportunity to say thanks for keeping this channel up and inspiring me to take action 2 years ago. All the best, man. Thomas, go to bed. You're welcome. Thank you. Steve T, I enjoy powerlifting. Yeah, me too. I love powerlifting. Bryce Perkins, I just joined in. Sorry if you answered this question already. Was time a big issue for you, DPDR? I feel like time is slipping away from me. For example, I saw my friend yesterday. It feels like I saw him a week ago. Of course, all sense of time is skewed, period. When you go through depression, anxiety, severe anxiety, depersonalization, days can feel like months. And you know, it's like, it's the opposite of when, you know, when people are having a good day. Things are going well. You can hear them say stuff like that I don't feel okay, and obsessing and having my anxiety go up and kind of staying in a parasympathetic state, then yes, maybe indirectly it can. Max Hernandez, or Hernandez. What, if any, was the best or most effective anxiety medication you ever used? For immediate relief, you can take a benzodiazepine and it'll change your state of mind. I'm talking just in terms of literally cause and effect. I did used to have Ativan on deck. I did used to have Ativan on deck 24/7 just in case, and I would use it as needed when my anxious condition was really bad. But naturally speaking, I think nothing was better for my anxiety than sleep and fish oil and curcumin. Bill Berry, ever consider going vegan? Yeah, you know, this comes up more and more. A lot of people are very vocal about it. It's becoming pretty mainstream. I'm curious. I think I'm kind of intimidated by the idea of going vegan. I guess I don't really know what that lifestyle looks like, how to implement it. I'm curious about it. I've considered it. I'll say that. I just don't know that I'm ready. Buried my broken bones. How'd the 100 mig a week? How'd the 100 milligrams a week? Is it okay? Doctor had me on 100 milligrams for 3 months so far. Yeah, the 100 milligrams a week seems to be going really well. I would argue that since I lowered my testosterone dose in general a month ago, that this might be one of the better months I've ever had. So, you know, I think it sort of speaks to the idea that all of us need to do our best to maintain a balance. So supplement, you know, hormones, lifestyle, pleasures, whatever. Balances seems to be really good. King Steven, lagging. It's like 5-minute delay. 5-minute delay, sorry man. I was moving around there for a second. Wolfie's Woodwork. I just started seeing Dr. Z after years of relating to you and finally got in to get labs done. Turns out I have low T, extreme adrenal fatigue, and thyroid issues. Thank you for showing your blood work videos. Those videos got me to seek help. That's amazing. Maybe it's Wolf's Woodwork. Yeah, that's incredible. I'm really glad that you have a chance to meet Dr. Zelfan. She's amazing. Make sure you do what she says. That's something I still struggle with. Ibra's World, Montreal, Quebec, in Canada. Cool. Jose Ortiz from Chicago, Chi-Town. It's late over there, yeah? Dodo565, Edmonton, Canada. Sweet. Fury Ferris. Would you be interested in doing a video on the severe mental side effects I experienced on Trenbolone? Ooh, I want to put a vid out there to warn young ones. Yes, I really would, actually. If you could, I'd be very interested. Reach out to me. Send me a personal message. Make the title video on Trenbolone. That'll flag me, excuse me. Chrissy Sean, Tennessee. All right, perfect. The Real King. I'm from Yonkers, New York. Awesome. Never been to New York. I really want to. Fallout 3 Pro Hunter. What do you think should be the first step for someone to start connecting with their environment and stop dissociating? I think being in familiar environments around familiar people. I think that's one of the best things you can possibly do. Whatever in your life carries the most meaning to you, or per se, carried the most meaning to you before you fell into a dissociative, depersonalized state, stick around that. I also think smaller environments tend to be better. For me, when my depersonalization was bad, the larger the environment, the worse I did, the more overstimulated I became. So the more calm you can stay, the more centrally focused on something that tangibly carried meaning to you back before, the better chance you have of connecting with your environment and slowly building a little more confidence to branch out. Bryn, Montreal, Canada. What's up, Canada? I feel like an idiot. Is this Michael Illman or Michelle? It's probably Michael, right? While cutting weight or dieting, did you experience more depersonalization or mood changes? Yeah, in general, if I diet in any way that's relatively extreme, it always affects my mood more. I have to be really careful about that. I have to do a very gentle diet, more just incorporating better food choices, but not so much limiting calories too much. I know you need to stay in somewhat of a deficit, obviously, to lose weight, but I have to walk that line carefully. Like, I couldn't do Atkins or something like that. Max Hernandez, Dallas, Texas here, sending much love, man, and great job on your 16.2. Hey, what's up, Dallas, Texas? Thank you, Max. That was a humbling experience, like all these open workouts have been. 16.2 just being a CrossFit open workout. Everyone should check it out. It's really fun. Chad John 24, Georgia in the house. All these states I've never been to. Kitty Katara, Buffalo, New York. Awesome. Steve T, Noah, you saved my life. Before I seen your videos, I had no idea what TRT was. I looked into it, and now I'm happier. Steve, I'm really glad you shared that. I'm glad for you in general. Thank you. Cannon Fodder. Evening, Noah. Hey, dude, what do you think about traveling to get out of crappy situations? Somewhere different and new to see if it helps evaluate that situation better. I think so long as you know that wherever you go, there you will be, then I think traveling and a change of scenery, change of geographic can be really, really good. I think people that have issues and problems and then assume that they can just walk away from their problems and they will no longer have any problems will soon find that a lot of those problems were in here, if you will. I was pointing to my heart. And they'll catch up with you and you'll have to deal with them anyway. So if you're dealing with these issues within yourself, there's no escaping that. But if you need a chance to just clear your head, I think traveling is really huge. Sean Hackley. Sean in Phoenix, Arizona, like your show. Sweet, I'm glad. A show. It's not funny like I'm making fun of you. Like, it's just a funny way to think about it. Steve T, Chicago here, Chi-Town. This has no meaning asks, what do you recommend to starting to exercise and breaking bad habits? Exercise is such an individual thing and there's so many options. For me, it's more just about finding something you think you can repeat. Consistency is the most important thing, and early on in exercise, it's really stressful. Your body's under stress. You might not experience much physical change that would give you confidence to keep going. So basically, you just need to figure out something that you feel you can replicate over and over again. So I've said it a lot, just figure out what you think you could do. If that means doing 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups, and 10 air squats every night for a week, and then you build from there. If that means, experimenting with different things, like bike riding, if that means P90X, like I did P90X twice before I had the confidence to get back in the gym when I was just starting to work out, when I was figuring out that I had low testosterone. And for me, being in the privacy of my home, it was really, really nice to just be able to work out and not feel any fear of judgment or anything like that. Can everyone see me? I see that it's buffering. Uh-oh. Are we lagging right now? 10-minute delay? For real? Shoot, sorry guys, I don't mean to suddenly go quiet. I've just noticed that the video is frozen. Uh-oh, come on, baby. 2 seconds. Uh-oh. Shoot! Sorry, guys. Damn. Well, I don't know if you guys are hanging in here, or if you guys are even hearing these words in any sort of reasonable amount of time. Come on now. I guess we'll just try to keep going. I'm sorry about the lag, guys. It sucks. All right, where were we? Where were we? Sorry. I'm trying to figure out where I was. Okay. No. No lag. Okay, cool. Sorry, I froze because I thought the whole thing was frozen and you guys were just sitting here staring at a blank screen or something. My bad. All right, cool. Thank you for the immediate feedback. Let's get back to business. Where the heck am I? Dude, I'm going so slow. I'm so sorry. I mean, I'm happy that so many people are kicking it. I just didn't realize I'd fall so far behind so fast. All right. Okay, Noah. For God's sake, less is more. Let's get going. Let's crack. Cab Skater 7. Hey, man, what are your thoughts on moving in with girlfriend? When is it the right time? General rule of thumb, if you've dated her for a couple of years, it's probably the right time. If you've dated her for a couple months, you might be in for a surprise. Best of luck to you. Totally individual. Don't let anything I say discourage you. Bryce Perkins. Did you have almost no concept of time while having DPDR? Yeah, time gets all weird and frozen in general. Days feel like forever, and you know, being depersonalized or depressed for a month can feel like a year. It's fucked. Dodo565, do you think low testosterone causes social anxiety? Well, sure. I mean, any hormone being out of whack in general will cause something. So, full disclaimer, everyone here who's watching this video, especially, but not exclusively, but especially if you struggle with mood problems of any type, make sure you know what your blood work looks like in terms of hormones. It could be that simple. It's just a quick test. Nicola Stevenchevic. Crap. So what were the best things dealing with depersonalization, derealization that helped you mostly? Belgrade, Serbia. Wow, it's 4 a.m. Why are you awake? It's crazy. What helped me most? I mean, so, okay, how about this? I very quickly realized when I was depersonalized, I learned that anxiety and depersonalization are comorbid. I don't mean to patronize you, but that just means they're interconnected. When one is worse, the other is worse. Usually, not exclusively, but most of the time. So I really started working on my anxiety and ways to control that through diet, through meditation, through therapy, through lifestyle, through sleeping habits. I just started exploring, usually attacking wellness in general, mental health wellness, like physical health wellness will slip into your depersonalization recovery. Another thing I would say, which I think I already said, is that you need to spend time with people and in environments that you're very familiar with. It'll help bring it down a little bit. Don't put yourself in intense situations like big crowds. Fox of Steam. How much harder is CrossFit? And which do you recommend more, CrossFit or bodybuilding? You know, I think it's highly individual, and even to say hard is kind of like a tough question to answer because in CrossFit, it's not like there's a universal thing that everyone does, and if you can't do it, you're screwed. You know, you scale things down to your personal ability level. So I know some people in CrossFit that are just physical freaks in nature. They can do anything. There really is no limitation for them. I know other people in CrossFit who haven't worked out in 10 years. They're 60 pounds overweight. They just started, and CrossFit was their very first step into athletics or into training or into fitness or exercise. And they're just doing the best they can, and they're enjoying the experience, and they're progressing at their own pace, and it's a totally safe place to start. So for people who really like being on their own and sort of doing their own thing, they're well versed in the different exercises, how to execute them, proper rest times, training splits. Bodybuilding might be for you. But if you don't have a ton of like knowledge and information, or maybe you're just intimidated by programming, CrossFit's really nice because you pay to have someone program for you, meaning you just have to show up. And the simplicity in that is pretty powerful. I actually really like it, even though I do have a general sense of how to do programming for bodybuilding. I mean, look at these guns, you know what I'm saying? Just kidding, sort of. No, I'm kidding. Cherry, yeah, watching from Mexico. Viva Mexico. Para lo que no sepan, yo soy medio mexicano. I'm half Mexican. Got lots of love for Mexico. Got family down there. Kyle, hey, Bill, Barry, LOL, Marcus. This must be when I like ran off and had to help someone here. Fallout 3 Pro Hunter. When you felt depersonalized, did you feel like constant head pressure? Yes, the head pressure for sure. Not the headache, but the head pressure. I kind of still deal with that. Just kind of feel like I have brain fog more often than I would want. Got to keep diving into inflammation and stuff like that. Fury Ferris. Amazing. Thanks for the carb, Uncle Man. Much love. Yeah, you're welcome. King Steven. Dude, my ears are broken. That must be back when I just made that loud noise being Walter. Jesse Reichart, I'd love to talk sometime, bro. I'm a 33-year-old dude from Kansas. I need someone to talk to. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry you're feeling lonely. I certainly understand. You know, you can always write me here on this platform. That's for sure, and I'll try to respond to you. And I just hope you find someone in your local community or your immediate life, whether professionally or just as a friend, that you can chat with. We all need someone to talk to. TYGR, hi Noah, you've helped me so much through my alcoholism and depression. So much by watching and relating to your videos. Thank you. I'm glad. I mean, shoot, that's what this is all about. You know, comments like that keep me grounded, help me remember what I'm doing this for. You know, it's about connecting. It's about maybe having my experience help someone else. I learn and experience so much benefit from you guys. So, the real king. Did you find medication helpful at some point in your life? If by medication you're referring to psychotherapy, if you're referring to psychological, pharmaceutical, that's what I'm trying to say. You know, I don't know. I'm not sure. I did try some. You know, when I first got depressed, they threw me on a lot of different ones. But I honestly am not entirely sure that any of them helped. I just don't know. I know for some they do. I've certainly read enough stories. I've heard enough things. So I certainly wouldn't tell you that they wouldn't work for you. I would just suggest that you speak with someone professionally about that before you make any choices, obviously. Israel Perez, really enjoy your workout videos. Noah, they really keep me motivated and away from alcohol. Good. Still struggle and fail sometimes, but you make a difference in my life. Just thought you should know that. It means a lot to me. You know, dust yourself off. We all will slip up. We'll all have problems. It's really how we respond to them, as corny as it sounds. KYLE, Kyle, are you supporting any presidential candidate? I was hoping that question wouldn't come up, and I choose not to say. I choose not to say because I don't want to disconnect from anyone over political beliefs. I just don't think that's relevant. I don't think it matters here. I think here it's about looking for similarities, not differences. I'm not afraid of what I believe in. I just don't think here it should matter. This is one place I don't want to say. I hope you can respect that. I don't mean to kind of be a little bush league and divert, but I think you understand why. Rory O'Day, if ketamine becomes the next big breakthrough in psych meds is meant to be, would you look at trying it if it was to take away your mental health issues forever? Of course I would look into trying it. I've been hearing more and more things about ketamine. I don't know enough about it, and I seem to be, you know, making progress, so of course I would try it though. Jesse Reichart, hit me up at I appreciate the info, Jesse. You know, I want to be very straight up with anyone that takes the time to reach out to me. I don't think I'm better than any of you. I don't think I matter more. I'm more important. Nothing like that. But I have had to learn to set certain boundaries when it comes to communicating. And early on in the YouTube channel, I would Skype with people and I would do texting and phone calls. And then it just started to get a little bit out of hand and I felt overwhelmed and like maybe I was overstepping my bounds. So, you know, on this platform through here, or if I ever do meetups, I'm so game, but personal emails and personal phone numbers I choose to stay away from. So, Jesse, please don't take that personal if you're still watching. I care about you. I appreciate you. I want you to write me on my videos. I will respond. Write me messages. I'll try to get back on Facebook and stuff. And I hope you understand. I hope everyone understands. I hope that doesn't come out sounding horrible. I've never said that out loud, but I just hope that doesn't make me seem like a dick. Herman Lamas? What up, man? What's good, dude? Jesse Reichert, I have a chance, but I appreciate it. Take my words to heart, Jesse. Fox for Steam. What type of music do you listen to? Like anyone, I suppose. It depends on the mood. If I'm working out, I want something fast. I want something with high tempo, loud, raw. You know, if I'm riding in the car and I'm on my own, I actually tend to veer more towards like softer music, some R&B, things that are calming, not too much of the shoot 'em up rap, but it still has its place. Cody Clothier? Are you Middle Eastern? No. I'm Western European, Mexican, but my nose and my olive complexion kind of makes me look Jewish. Not that there's anything wrong, obviously, with being Middle Eastern. Herman Iomas, what do you suggest for mood swings, man? I'm okay most of the time, but get mad super quick over any little thing and it sucks. You know, mood swings being one of the things that I feel like I deal with more. are a lot. I struggle with being able to tell you what to do. I don't really know. I can say what I do for mood swings is I just try to maintain structure. I try to take advice from other people. I try not to depend on my own knowledge to solve my own situations, so I seek guidance, in other words. And I also remember that moods pass, this too shall pass. So when I do crash or when I'm doing better or I feel suddenly angry, I just remember not to react too quickly and let something rash come out of my mouth and affect me negatively down the road. I'd rather make less apologies, so I stay calm. I take a minute to myself, that's for sure. And I communicate. I share that I struggle with things, and it really helps me with my mood swings in that respect. Cannon fodder, haha, an adventure, awesome. Shoot. Like a field trip, man, perfect. So this is when I obviously had to go help someone. I will be on HCG in 13 days. Hit me up. Let me know how the HCG goes. Milkman, Key Robinson, I'm sorry. Fox Dream, Cannon fodder. Kitty Katara, if you haven't answered this already, where are you? I'm here at work. I'm just not working right now. But I'm in like the office building. Marcus, I think he's at work, yeah. Charisma. I'm just starting taking antidepressants. What can I expect in the following weeks concerning side effects and stuff? I know there's really not one answer, but what did you experience? I'm off the clock at work, by the way. Bryn. I have PTSD and depersonalization disorder with severe anxiety. Your videos help a lot. Not much info out there. Any advice you have to keep on going and making things easier each day? Thank you. Man. That's the million-dollar question. Advice to keep going. It's a loaded one. There's a lot to say, and there's just not enough time. But I guess I'm glad my videos could help. I guess I would say is make sure every day you're learning something new about yourself and about your condition. Make sure you're never caught waiting to get better. Don't get caught waiting. It doesn't usually work that way, and it certainly doesn't work efficiently that way. So if there's something in life that has got you in a corner, make sure you don't sit in that corner and wait for it to move. As tired as you feel, as apathetic as you feel, as hopeless as you might feel, it's still your job to push through anyway and fight to keep fighting. Try to keep trying and be open, listen, and learn from other people. And know that I support the shit out of you. Cannon fodder, I lowered the volume and played Damn It Feels Good to Be a Gangster on a different tab. Pretty cool. That's awesome. Ibra's World, beard on point. Thank you. I'm trying. I feel a little insecure about the beard. I do. I don't know if I can swing it, but I want to. I want to be a beard guy, or at least I want to try. I love looking 40. It makes me feel so good about myself. Milkman, Key Robinson, antidepressants make you feel weird, but they do help. Okay, there you go. Stephen Costner, or Stefan perhaps. Have you ever dealt with health anxiety or hypochondria? If so, have you managed it? Yeah, I think so. I think I've definitely always thought something was wrong with me. I think being depressed or dealing with mood disorders or psychiatric problems long term, it'll slowly and eventually turn anyone into a bit of a hypochondriac, a bit of an anxious person, because you just don't know why you feel so poorly, and you're just so scared about it, and you don't know if it's ever going to end. And so you start spinning and obsessing over every possible thing. What's causing what? What do I do? I think the best thing I can do is just to trust other people that have been there before me. It helps me understand that while what I'm going through is really uncomfortable or really stressful or very frightening or whatever, that I can still overcome it. And if other people have, I'm not so unique that I can't too. SR82901, 1 month in on test cypionate. 2 questions for you. My load shrank a lot after starting TRT, and my balls shrank a bit, kind of freaking me out. Yeah, my load never shrank. My balls shrank. That's normal. Nothing to be scared of, and I think your body will adjust in general. Just understand that when you put in exogenous testosterone for men that are on testosterone replacement therapy, it sends a signal to your brain not to produce more testosterone down in your testicles. So if they're not being asked to make any, they're obviously going to start to get smaller because they are not working. Ask your doc about supplementing some HCG to maintain size down there, but it's normal. Don't be too scared. Although it's a little bit like, because I doubt that any of you wanted to know this, but you're here, so you're gonna know. I naturally have really big balls, There's something I didn't think I'd say on this channel anytime soon. And when I did start TRT and they got smaller, I remember just being like, well, there goes like my claim to fame. Like, what do I do now with my regular / slightly small size small testicles? Let's move on from this topic. Cannon fodder. Seriously, this is better than drugs or alcohol. I'm genuinely smiling and chuckling listening to rap, and this guy is walking around his office. It's so tight. I love that you shared that. Charisma. Weird in what way? Oh, I don't even remember what that's in conjunction with or correlating to. Blake Eaton. Did you ever struggle? Did you ever struggle with lots of nausea on TRT? I've been having a lot. Oh, I never struggle with that. You know, I've been on TRT for a few years. Never once have I felt nauseous over it. Make sure you talk to your doctor about that. King Steven, high E2 doses. It's too late for me to understand the context of that either. Sorry, dude. Jose Ortiz, thanks. You got it. Thomas Simmons. Thomas Simmons. Will do. Can't guarantee sleep will occur, though. Thanks for answering. We'll catch up in the morning. Hope you're fast asleep, my friend. N-Star. Time skewing big time. It is probably the most upsetting, scary part of DP for me. I know. Be brave. That's all I can say. You know, I have to say it to myself when I have harder times. Especially I had to say it to myself when I was literally going to bed praying to God that I wouldn't wake up in the same scary and just tormented state of mind. Just be brave. I mean, you're stronger than you think. Milkman Q Robinson. Hashtag charisma. My taste buds. I take 75 mgs before I go to bed. Huh? I don't remember what you're talking about here either. I'm sorry. I'm so far behind. I'm trying to catch up. You guys are probably like, bro, you're going way too slow. Your Insta is fire. Oh, thanks, bro. Ibra's World. I should Instagram more. I'm lazy. I need to work harder on that stuff. Bryce Perkins. Thank you for answering my question. I've never had any mood anxiety issues and then had a panic attack about 5 months ago. I felt DP ever since. Yeah, a panic attack is one of the things that spurred my depersonalization. That's something that a lot of people go through. The causation, it's like our brain is trying to protect itself, but instead it just makes hellfire, and you're stuck in this giant bubble. Ugh. It's awful. I have to get my water. I'm going to let you guys watch, though, because I'm sure that's exactly what you want to see. Okay. I believe you. Where are we at? King Stefan, oh my god, it's like a 10-minute delay. I think we got that fixed. Rory O'Day, New Zealand represent. I know you're from New Zealand. I love that you're from New Zealand. I don't know why that makes me so happy. I think it's just the idea that, I don't know why. Now I'm going to explain. I think it's the idea that we're just a bunch of people from all around the world just commonly being together. I love it. Drink much? N-Star, have you ever tried an SSRI? If not, how have you managed to sidestep the most popular form of treating depression and anxiety? I have tried an SSRI. I was on a bunch of them to begin with. Effexor, Paxil, Wellbutrin, Nortryptaline, which is a tricyclic. And then I was on mood stabilizers and antipsychotics. You know, I did try them. I got very spooked easily by side effects. I'm very scared of medications. I'm very scared of anything when it comes to putting it inside of me based on the nature of how I had a mental breakdown, right? I took a medication, had a rare reaction, thus this channel became a thing. So I wouldn't say that I sidestepped it, as more that I outlasted it. You know, I'm not saying that it wouldn't have, finding the right one wouldn't have made the ultimate difference. I just don't know. I just think most people, if they keep trying and they keep implementing different things, holistic or more medically based, pharmaceutically based, excuse me, I feel like the brain wants to recover. So whether I sidestepped it or I outlasted it, I don't know. It's 9 out here, Jose Ortiz. Okay. All right, player, I'm down, which means, oh, I'm so behind. All right, fast. I'm going to fly through this. I feel it. XDEMIZE. Is everyone who is strong as fuck on something? No, definitely not. But there's a lot of people that are. Blake Eaton, high E2. Oh, will give me nausea? Maybe. You want to keep that in check anyway. Look into an aromatase inhibitor. Leslie Tate, Gastonia, North Carolina. Whenever I read the name or hear the name North Carolina, I think of P.D. Pablo waving a towel. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but thank you for letting me know where you've come from. Carl Watson, hey Noah, have you tested your fertility since being on TRT? No, but I need to. I would love to film it. Not the process of, I'd love to film the results. Justin Brunson, favorite CrossFit athlete? This sounds so silly or stupid, but like I really like Noah Olson, but a lot of it just has to do with the fact that he didn't have any like extreme athletic background, and he's got my name. So I love Noah Olson on the guy side of things. Of course, I'm a Rich Froning fan just because the guy's a freak, and I like Khalif. I like a lot of the main guys. I'm trying to learn more about some of the more obscure guys. On the girl side of things, I'm a big fan of Cara Webb. I'm a big fan of Brooke Enns. She's just a monster. I mean, I respect the hell out of all those guys and girls. Blake Eaton, have you ever had constant anxiety where it won't go away? Oh, yeah. I swear, when I was at my worst, I thought I was near panic like all the time. Like all I was doing was trying to stop the next panic attack. I lived with a bottle of Ativan just in my pocket. I had to take Seroquel off-label so I could sleep. Otherwise, I'd be up all night in dread. God bless the person who gets through a panic disorder, a mood disorder, because the shit is built to make us give up, and yet we prevail anyway. We get through situations that seemingly are impossible. Be brave. EMCAP. What's a good step to beat alcohol? I currently am struggling with alcohol addiction now. I beat drug addiction. Check out a 12-step meeting and just trust that if all these messed up alcoholics and addicts can beat their addiction using 12-step meetings, you probably can too. I'm not trying to push that on anyone. I'm just saying that's what worked for me. That's what finally worked for me. You're live. So people responding, Will Spooler, thank you. The real king when you're good here. Charisma, I don't have it to look good. It's live, we see you. All good, keep going. It's not frozen. Milkman, Q Robinson, Kansas City, let's go. Wolf's Woodwork. I had to refresh a few times though. Candid Fodder, nah, there's no delay. You live. It just gets choppy at times. Got it. The real king, we're here. Good, good, good. Samuel Gutierrez, does your depression lower your libido or cause sexual problems? Yeah! I've gone through like such sad stretches where I have like no sex drive. I've got this beautiful wife laying next to me every night, and even to this day, sometimes I go a couple weeks where I just have zero sex drive. When it was severe back in the day, it doesn't seem that far away, but I guess it is. When it was really severe, I don't think I had any interest in having sex for like over a year, and I like to think of myself as like a very red-blooded male. I love sex with my wife, and I went through like a year where I just nothing. I mean, nothing. That was before finding out I had low testosterone. But even on TRT, I've had depressive swings and mini episodes. Sucks. It just takes everything from me. Leslie Tate, yes, the real king. It's all good. Javier Von Parker, thoughts on the clown Conor McGregor? Okay, listen. Conor McGregor. I thought I just despised the guy. I tend to be not terribly drawn to really cocky, arrogant, loudmouth, shit-talking individuals, and that's what Conor is. And so I thought I didn't like him. Of course, I respected his fighting abilities, right? And then I watched his post-fight interviews for a few fights, and the guy goes from being pompous and just ridiculous to being really humble the moment the fight's over, whether he wins or whether he loses. So I'm not saying he's the most centered person, but I think a lot of it has to do with him being a businessman. And so it made me kind of respect the fact that he makes people excited for his fights. And what more do we really want from a guy? Hey. Yes, over in here. I think they're just the kind that run tests. They're just. I just want a regular one. I don't think we have any regular ones. Check in there though. Sorry, I'm still sitting here at the office. Check in there real quick on one of these two. Otherwise, I'm not sure we have any that are. They're not in there. I mean, in the black thing. Yeah, well, I don't think we have any, dude. Sorry. Sorry, my lady. So anyway, I think Conor McGregor is more a businessman than we think. Is what I'm trying to say. Okay, don't think I'm a pervert, but there's 67 people watching, and there might be a number coming up soon that I'd be really excited to see. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is all I'm saying. Put the dots together if you want. I didn't say anything. I didn't allude to it. I mean, okay, I did allude to it. But anyway, You're the pervert for thinking it too, right? Okay, whatever. Milkman, you should do this all the time. I am thinking about making every Thursday a Q&A day. Thoughts? Feedback? Yeah? A live Q&A every week? I like the fact that we can just hum through these things and stay more connected. I feel disconnected from you guys sometimes. I hate it. Kitty. Oh, man. Hang in there, guys, if you... now I'm at 68. Sorry. I'm so far behind. I'll never catch up. Not frozen, no lag. No. Okay. All right, we're catching up. Let's go. Kitty Guitar, if you connect with someone through that, you will know if it's streaming correctly and such. Right. MCAP, what's a good first step to quitting alcohol? As a former drug, I became an alcoholic. What's craving? 12 steps. That's all. That's my number one recommendation for everyone who's struggling with that. Cannon Fodder, not frozen. Think you're in the future ahead by a few seconds. The one dude, CJ. I have DPDR for over a year now, but I've found out I can still drink and do certain drugs, just not weed. It's weird. It feels like it's fading away, but it's still out there. Hey, no judgment here. You know, if you think you can still drink, you still think you can do some drugs whilst dealing with DPDR, my hat's off to you. That was a risk I couldn't take. That's something I choose not to do. I'm just too afraid, you know, for my mental health. But I'm not saying it's the only way. So if that works for you, good. Marcus, regarding Atkins, the thing about low-carb diets is that there's an adaptation period during which you feel horrible for a week or so. It's completely normal. But it's what turns many people away. Yeah, it definitely turned me away. Although I think what you're trying to say there is it gets better. So, good to remember. CJ, I couldn't imagine, brother. Milkman, Key Robinson, how's TRT and HCG together? I haven't started HCG yet, guys. I haven't started HCG yet. I was going to, but then my blood work, as I said earlier in this Q&A, my blood work went, it was just too high. So she wanted to get it lower by lowering my T first, which she did. Low-carb ketogenic diet has proven to be extremely helpful when it comes to mental health. Yeah, you know, the whole ketosis thing, I've heard a lot of people say ketogenic diets can work. I guess I haven't pushed through long enough to see if it could really help me. I've always associated carbs with, like, mental health. The right carbs. 4 a.m. here too. Charisma, go to bed! Tiana Pastor. How would I know if I truly suffer from depression and I'm not simply overreacting to certain situations? I've always felt a little off and have crazy mood swings. I might just suggest, filling out. This isn't always the most accurate, but go online and look for depression surveys. Fill it out. Fill a couple different ones out. Also, understand the symptoms of depression. Read about them, and see if you fit the mold. Whether you're formally depressed or not, so to speak, clinically depressed, everyone could be working on their mental health. You don't have to be depressed to get a seal of approval to start giving a damn and working hard to improve your mental state. So the fact that you're even thinking about it, maybe that says something right there. Either way, figure out ways to make it better. Here, Marcus. Awesome stream. Greetings from Slovenia. Woke up at 4 a.m. and ran into your stream. Oh man, that's crazy. Tiana Pastor, I'm glad you're here. Fabian Ruiz. Greetings from Tijuana, Mexico. I didn't know you were from TJ. Ooh, I don't feel like this is like the right platform to do this, but what's it like to live in TJ? For viewing only. Greets from Channel Islands. 3 a.m. here, so I should be asleep. Just wondering if you are on the vitamin D now after your blood work. You said you were taking it back in January. Yes, I've been on like 10,000 IUs of vitamin D for the last 6 weeks. That in conjunction with a lot of other things seems to be having a very positive effect on my pretty fragile mood. Now go to bed, my dude. Javier or Xavier Von Parker, where/how is the best way to message you? I have a few people around me, but none who understand what this is like. I would like to share with you if you wouldn't mind hearing it. Of course I wouldn't mind hearing it. Look, I owe everyone an apology who's taking the time to write me on Facebook. I haven't answered any messages there for a while, and I feel like a dick about that. I think I get a little overwhelmed, and that's an excuse, and I need to just set up time each day to work through it. A lot of people share their stuff with me, and I want to be able to be there for them, I do. You guys are here for me. People were there for me. My channel is just big enough now to where I'll probably I probably get a little more than I physically can get through, but I need to try harder. Check out my Facebook fan page and just be patient for me. And write me comments. I get back to comments. The first 24 hours of a video being released, I pretty much guarantee you I'm going to get back to your comments. So you can always find me on my new releases in the first day they're released. That's like a little thing. MCAP, probably never going to quit alcohol. Probably die an alcoholic. Doesn't have to be that way, my friend, but I understand how that feels. Xavier Von Parker. By the way, I'm in Westminster, California, not too far away. Cannon Fodder. Marquise, I was on... Okay, you guys are chatting with each other. That's awesome. I guess I'll read it for everyone. Marquise says, I was on a ketogenic diet for nearly 2 years, though it helped me lose fat and helped with my physique. The long-term mental deficiency started to unravel. There you go. Evie Penn. I really like the name Evie. I think it's a beautiful name. Overall, what would you say has helped your mental health the most as an individual change like diet, exercise? Yeah, I think just lifestyle. I mean, I think we underestimate how unhealthy our lifestyle can be. Even when we think we're being like healthy, you know, I think it's just learning more about how our daily actions and rituals affect us, and diet, of course. I mean, those couple of things that you can control, when done over time in a focused manner, can make such a big difference. Things like meditation, things like a sleep schedule, things like you know, getting tons of green leafy vegetables in your diet. Over time, when compounded and added together, make a huge difference, and they certainly empower you. So I've always struggled to understand what exactly was doing what. Everything's so subtle. But the more good things I try, the better. Which makes sense, you know. You know. Where are we? Milkman Q Robinson, dab. Is it? Oh, hold on, okay. Is that dabbing? Did I just dab? If not, I just look like an idiot. Pull a dab? Blake Eaton. Eber's World says pull a dab. Blake Eaton. What is the best way to email you with personal questions? Facebook fan page in the description of every one of my videos. Andreas Andreu. I used to get treatment for depression, and I have to thank you because your videos really helped at moments. Thank you, sir. I'm glad they could help, truly. PJ Bristol. I'm going through a rough time, and I'm drinking heavily 3 to 4 times per week with many unsuccessful results to try and cut down. I feel as though I am going downhill and don't want to hit rock bottom. Should I seek out help? Yes! Your brain at times is going to tell you no, but you're going to have these weird windows of opportunity where if you get your ass moving, you can get help. And listen, the life you're living right now, it's there. It's waiting for you. It's not like it's going to suddenly magically disappear. You can always go back. But if you ever have even a glimpse, even a moment of inspiration to do something that your soul just tells you could be helpful, could be beneficial, do it. Best case scenario, you learn something about yourself and you take a step towards a healthier, happier, more productive you. Worst case scenario, you decide you like what you're doing and you can just go back to it. Anthony McKay, good weight to lose while cutting, like keeping most strength gains. 1 pound a week. Figure out what your basal metabolic rate is. Use MyFitnessPal. It's a good tool. Good weight to lose weekly. Yeah, I'd say 1 pound, half pound to 1 pound a week. I mean, I'm in it for the long haul. You know, the faster and more extreme you diet, the more it affects your mood, the more it affects your performance when you train. I like the idea of a long-term plan. Half pound to a pound a week is something that all of us can maintain without feeling too shitty over it. I'm in the middle of a cut right now. Tune in every Sundays if you want. Samuel Gutierrez, sorry for keep asking, but I really want to know your opinion about depression and what sexual problems can you have, like low libido, for example. I mean, yeah, when you have really bad depression, you just have no interest, and so I don't know that it would be necessarily a malfunction in your junk, but it's definitely a lack of interest, which would lead to less arousal. So Google it. That sounds really, I'm not trying to sound like rude or put you off, but lots of resources online. Take that question to Google and do your thing. Marquise, cannon fodder. Not everyone experiencing the mental benefits, but I think it's definitely something worth trying. I think we're talking back to ketogenic diet. Feel free to Google that too, guys. Charisma. Feeling the burn, though. Okay. Milkman Q Robinson. We are one big family. Yeah, we certainly are, aren't we? Charisma, but you understand. Have you taken Charisma? I keep saying Charisma as someone's name. Sorry, it's someone's username. Have you taken any other drugs recreationally except for alcohol? If so, share your experience. So back in the day, I did try shrooms once at a football game when I was in high school. That was interesting. Smoked some weed when I was younger, but nothing extreme. I got really paranoid, so I'd end up taking one hit. That was it. Did some Adderall when I was in college, but abused it eventually and had to stop altogether. That's it. That'll do it. Fanny. Great answer from Callie. Hope all is well. Oh, wait. It's not Fanny. It's Tawny, right? Tawny? Anyway, it's good to see your face. Alexis Medina. How do you slowly detach yourself from negative people? And are you able to not give a damn anymore? No, I wish I could say I didn't give a damn anymore, but I still give a damn. I just try to put things in context. I try to keep my perspectives. Negative people are like a cancer, right? The problem is some people who are extremely negative, are perhaps people that aren't so easily broken apart from. Friends, family, close friends, close family. I think, though, that as we grow older and more assertive in ourselves, we can set better boundaries and understand that just because certain people in our lives are just there, it doesn't mean that they deserve a ton of our attention and a ton of our energy. So I start to be a little more appropriately selfish as I get older, and never underestimate the power of being around the right people. It can make or break you. Doesn't mean turn cold on everyone or start thinking you're better than everyone, but it just means gauge things. Water break. Okay. Let's go. Humanix? No, I wake up almost every day and I feel my worst. How do you feel first thing in the morning since TRT? How's your energy? Do you ever feel that hopelessness? Do you want to get out there and conquer the day? No. No. I don't want to conquer the day most every day. I've gotten really lucky and had a couple stretches of better days, but I'd say the vast majority of my days, mornings are still very uncomfortable, very hard, very low, and it kind of stems over, I think, from when I was really severe, when the depression was super clinical and dangerous. I would stay up till like 7 a.m. because I was just afraid to wake up into the pain of the beginning of the day, the morning. So no, for me, in surviving mornings, as I so dramatically might say, it's just about keeping a regimen and a structure and a schedule. One of the worst things I can do is lay in bed all day, scared as I am to face the day. No, if anything, I can admit to you that mornings are still hard. I continue to work towards that getting better. But hopelessness still exists in the morning. Cannon fodder. Marquise, absolutely. Physically, I was in great shape. Mentally, though, I think it may have affected me. Okay, you boys are having a nice talk about ketogenic diets. Playing it old school. How do you deal with overthinking? I try to surround myself with people I trust more than myself. And I try to stay busy. And I try to have structure and routine and healthy routine. And I also remember, in terms of overthinking, guys, maybe you've heard this, but it's a pretty nice little truth. My thoughts are not my feelings. And my thoughts, they can't hurt me. They're just there. So it's like trying to implement the mindfulness practice of observing them, but not taking them personal. That being said, I still struggle very much with overthinking. And sometimes it does freak me out and cause a lot of anxiety. Because I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I'll just be spinning. Even when I just woke up to pee, but I'll just be spinning about something. I'm like, oh God. It makes you afraid to wake up because there's just no break. All right. I'm legit, okay, Ibra's World. I'm legit a mix of Arab, Italian, Chilean, Korean, and Alaskan. Damn, son. You a melting pot person. Good for you. Aren't we all these days? New start all the way. How long in the gym did it take you to start seeing gains? I'm a tiny guy just starting out in the gym doing CrossFit. I worked out really, really hard I've always been relatively athletic, relatively lean, or my physique's always been okay, right? And then I got really sick and ended up with really severe depression. Found out I had low testosterone, couldn't really build any muscle or change my body. As soon as I got my hormones worked out, long story short, I was able to start seeing certain improvements immediately, but then once I picked back up what I may have lost, so to speak, from having low T, gains were slow. I'd say 2 to 3 pounds a year max of muscle. Arnold the Hobbit. Tips on how to be social in periods you feel like being alone. Put yourself in the situation and you'd be surprised what instincts will do. I think the worst thing and the hardest thing is just getting yourself to the social situation. Once you're there, autopilot's an impressive thing. It's like learned behaviors that we've always had. They just reappear, and suddenly you remember how to be social. And if you get lucky, then you might accidentally have some fun. Even if you're depressed, it's the craziest thing. I need to plug my computer in. We are going to go for a little bit longer. I'm still here. Yeah, buddy. Rolling like a big shot. Hold on. One sec. Perfect. Sorry, guys. My computer is about to die. It's about to die. Right. Welcome to anyone, by the way, who's joining this late. Obviously, not everyone's been here this whole time. Fox of Steam. I gotta go. See you in the comments or in the next stream, peeps. And Noah, good luck with your life. Me too. Buried my broken bones. Appreciate the feedback. All the best, Noah. Keep the videos coming. Cheers from Ontario, Canada. Thank you. Charisma, what happened to my question, though? I'm not sure. If you left a question, I missed it. I'm sorry. Truly. Evie Penn, overall, what individual lifestyle changes, example, diet, exercise, counseling, meds, do you think has helped your mental health the most? The upfront way you talk about the mental health gives me a lot of hope of getting rid of the stigma. Yeah, I'm over I'm over being quiet or polite about it. We're going to talk about it. And unless it's a really uncomfortable and awkward situation where it's just highly inappropriate, if someone asks me how I'm doing and I know them well enough to say I'm not doing so well or here are the things I struggle with, I open up about it because you have no idea what window or what avenues of conversation you might open just by being honest, right? There is no one set thing, Evie, in my opinion, in my experience, maybe is a better way to put that. How many of the multitude of healthy and positive things can you implement into your life consistently? So we all know that fish oil and vitamin D, and creatine and curcumin, those are some of the most studied and well-proven natural supplements to take for mood disorders. Are you taking them at appropriate doses every day without fail? We all know exercise is one of the most studied and proven things that we can do to benefit ourselves mentally. Are you exercising consistently? You know what I mean? These are the questions we have to ask ourselves. Everyone knows that sleep is really important. Are you on a good sleeping regimen? Do you get to bed early enough? Do you wake up consistently at the same time? How much, you know what I mean? It's like the information's out there. We are not, none of us are lacking info. What we're lacking is action, myself included. I work on it, and that's all we can do. But there is no one thing. Now, of course, certain things will be more helpful than others, but I do believe it has to be one of those versatile efforts where you put in a lot of things. I hope that helps. Carl Watson, are you shooting blanks since you started TOT? One would assume I'm mostly shooting blanks, but I'd have to get a fertility test to know just how blank. Jamie Gibbons, thanks for all your help. When you had DPDR, did you feel like you were in someone's body that wasn't yours? You recognize everything, but it looks weird. I had it last year, but it felt a bit different. Yeah, that's definitely how I felt. I remember I used to look at my hand and just be confused if it was even my own. I felt no connection to it. Scary stuff. Sort of thing that makes you sound crazy if you haven't been through it. I suggest anyone that deals with depersonalization watch the movie with Matthew Perry. That's one of the characters from Friends. Watch the movie Numb. N-U-M-B. It is one of the few, if not the only, movies that's completely dedicated towards the condition of depersonalization in a narrative form. So not in like a documentary or an educational way. But it's very eye-opening and it's very comforting. Rory, Carl. I'm done. Mansoor, love from Dubai. I want to go to Dubai someday. Much love back to you, bro. Matt Connor, GGG. Arnold the Hobbit, laugh my ass off. Auto drop. Hey, dude, I watched your video you made about depersonalization in 2013, and I would like to thank you for making that video. It really has helped me out so far. I'm glad. I'm glad that anything I do on this channel might help anyone. But you guys certainly helped me. Matt Connors, I love your videos. Very supportive. Thanks, man. Fibro Mom. Hi there, Noah. Hey. Milkman Q Robinson. Oh, hi. Hi. What's up? Wolves Woodwork. I didn't want to know about your big balls. I know. I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't have said that. Rory O'Day. Noah, can you talk a bit about your meditation practice, mindfulness, etc.? How much and what sort? You know, there's so many things out there. I think for me, one thing I try to do every morning is just sit in silence for a couple of minutes. It's really, really difficult, and I try to focus on my breathing. That's a really cliche thing to say. Another way that I like to meditate is through guided meditations. You can find them on YouTube. Just pick a short one and just do it. It really, I mean, for right now, for my limited understanding about meditation, the most important thing is that you try. It's not so much that you do the perfect meditation or that one will be so much better than the other, so much as that you try to learn to sit with yourself. And so for me, I try to do it early. And a little way I start my meditation is just by saying a prayer every morning and every night. You know, I get on my knees and I pray to the powers that may be. But just the act of doing it is healthy. So just pick something, even if it's a really short meditation, and do it every day, like clockwork. Make it part of your habit. I'm still working on doing that too. Bryn. Thank you for taking the time to answer us all. I'm trying. You're welcome. Thank you for taking the time to write me. Fibro Mom, panic attacks are so hard. I know. Cold water, not that you asked, but if you ever think one's coming, go to the bathroom and put cold water on in the dark if you can, and just put your wrists under the cold water. I found it to really, one, focus the mind, two, slow down the blood flow. Not that you asked, but. Powered buyer. Regarding alcoholism, I'm in early sobriety but consumed with thoughts of life being boring without alcohol or the occasional night out drinking or sober sex specifically. Do these thoughts go away? You know what? They don't necessarily go away if you don't do anything different than what you are perhaps currently doing. I don't know what you're doing, but I will say that you took away alcohol, right? Or perhaps you're considering it. Maybe you've had one too many negative experiences or it's starting to affect the way you feel. You have mood problems. I don't know. We all have our reasons for perhaps doing that. Something major needs to replace it. Now, it's either going to be something positive or something negative, but it can't be nothing at all because alcohol was too big of a part of your life, right, for social things. I think a lot of us get sober and they imagine life's going to be really, really boring. But I just suggest that you find like-minded people and see what they have to say. I don't mean to ever push this down people's throats. I've learned to have fun in sobriety through 12-step work. That's all I'm going to say. They do go away if you work at them. Charisma. I had an awful panic attack on weed 2 years ago. I felt anxious ever since. Yeah, sorry to hear that. I wish that drug-related and drug-induced panic disorders and mood disorders were a more widely discussed and understood thing. Because a lot of us wander into these situations and have no idea that we're about to change our lives forever, and then we deal with the consequences. So share your story, and I hope it gets better and better as you work harder and harder towards your mental health. Okay. Charlie D. Bottas, much love from Connecticut. Much love to you too. Trevor Sullivan, Hydro Flask, love them things. I know, right? They're great. Powered buyer. Charisma, I had this thing. Okay, cool. People are communicating with each other. That's awesome. Someone wrote back to Charisma. I had the same experience with weed. Tried it once in my life. Ended up with a panic disorder. Yeah. Craving alcohol so bad. How do I deal with cravings? 12-step meetings. Literally, go find it. Google 12-step meetings. I can tell that this affects you. This matters to you. Go trust the people that have gone before you. Cannon fodder. I agree with everyone. Noah has tremendously helped many of us through horrible times. He should go on TED Talks. How does one get nominated to be on that? You flatter me. Maybe someday. I don't know. Maybe someday, though. Charisma, yes, certainly is shitty. Rory O'Day, yes. Noah on TEDx. TED Talks. TEDx. That'd be crazy, right? Someday. Jessica Vanderbrink, sending vibes and love from Texas. Yeah! Young lady. Sin OG? Oh. Hey Noah, I was wondering if psych wards have access to muscle relaxant chemicals to keep everyone sedated. I would assume they have access to all types of pharmaceuticals, but I don't specifically know. I know that they have to have instant access if someone gets really intense in there or violent or dangerous, but I guess I don't know for sure. Fibromom, I wanted to thank you, Noah, for subscribing to my channel. A lot you talk about on your channel relates to mine, spreading awareness to all of these invisible diseases. I love what you do here. It was my pleasure. I like what you've done so far. Who am I to not follow anyone who's trying to work hard on their channel and has good content? So you're welcome, and thank you for your support here. We are all in one big family. I really, really do believe that. Oh man, it's just like updated my screen and took me to the bottom. Okay. I'm going to try to speed up, guys. I've been saying that probably for the last hour. Sorry. Because I found myself stuck at a psych ward for 3 weeks, and I swear they were trying to sedate us all. Maybe so, dude. I'm sorry. It must have been scary. Leslie Tate, at MCAB. It does work. Joseph Alvarado. Hello, Noah from Cali. What's up, Joseph? Charisma. Yeah, the sex drive part scares me. I'm forgetting what that's in relation to, but yeah. Trevor Sullivan. My grandpa stopped drinking alcohol by eating and drinking sweets and orange juice and honey, and my dad both drank for over 20 years. Yeah, you know, alcohol converts to sugar, or has a lot of sugar. I'm probably getting that turned around, but a lot of people who get rid of alcohol suddenly become really hardcore sugar addicts. It's a normal thing. I think there's like a type of bacteria that's fed by sugar in our guts. I think it's called candida or something like that. I'm probably overstepping my scope, but it's normal. Stephen Costner, how's your friend Douglas doing? Douglas I think he's improving a little bit. You know, it's one of those things where I think I see him improving more than he feels like he's improving. But I think he's making progress. He did ECT. He wasn't sure it was terribly helpful. He did have some memory loss. I think he's doing a bit better now. I'll keep you guys posted. I'll see if I can get him on the channel soon. Leslie Tate, I had to go to a meeting on Tuesday and didn't want to go. I'm assuming I know what meeting you're talking about. But isn't that life, right? Like going to things that we don't want to go, but know we should. Seeing 69, well, at least I get to see 69 in the comments there. Thank you. You're playing to my perverted brain. Seeing OG, you should do it every week. Thank you. Yeah, maybe I will. Yes, dude. Yeah, so I think I'm reading the responses to my question on whether or not I should do a live Q&A every week, maybe every Thursday. I certainly am open to it. If it makes sense, I'm certainly open to it. I definitely enjoy this very much. Yes, seeing how you should do it every week. Yes, dude. Yes, please. Absolutely cool. Power Phase Gaming Channel. Total test 206, free test 51. 20-year-old. Yeah, you are a candidate for low testosterone treatment. That being said, at your age, it makes me wonder why. You know, I think that's the big question that all of us who are looking for help, looking for treatment, why is our testosterone low to begin with? And that's worth exploring with a doctor. Perhaps, depending on the symptoms you're going through, I think anyone who's got low testosterone should take the time to try to address it naturally if you can. If you're in a severe state and that's really not a viable option, you know, there are options for treating it. Charisma, it's a little hard to sleep when you wake up 8 p.m. My sleep pattern is basically dead. I hear that, you know, slowly inch it back if you can, but agreed. 63, not from Sin OG. Samuel Gutierrez, have you ever tried street workout or calisthenics? Yeah, I feel like a lot of the times CrossFit just feels like a big giant street workout. I would say yes. I've also done a few in parks just for fun. Those guys are amazing, the ones that are really good at it. Blake Eaton, do you feel sick or nauseated a lot due to being anxious and panicked? I find myself being nauseated a lot due to always being anxious. Yeah, I think when it was really severe, I did. I'm blessed to say not so much anymore. Just keep chipping away at learning to cope with it at times when it's really severe, and then chipping away at things you can do to control it. It's really hard, though. Charisma, you're one guy, Noah. Don't feel bad if you don't reply to everyone. You're probably the best YouTuber in that regard. I tried. Thank you, though. Appreciate it. Fabian Ruiz, TJ is great. It's hot like California. Just don't ask for the donkey show. Did you move to TJ, Fabian, or like are you native? Are you born and raised? What are some things that are good about it? What are some things that stress you out about it? Dodo565, do you get muscle aches or nerve pain when depressed or anxious? Yeah, so when we are in a sympathetic nervous state in general, right? Depressed, anxious, stressed, tired, it can manifest itself in some pretty interesting ways. Physical pain being one of them, body aches, phantom pains, weird stuff like that, all apart from just the mood problems. I remember when I was describing depression to people back in the day, I didn't know how to say it back then, but I was like, I hurt everywhere. I remember using those words. They'd be like, that doesn't make sense. Like, why would you hurt everywhere? And I'm like, I don't know, but I do. I hurt everywhere. My whole body hurts. Felt like having the flu. So yes, it happens. You know, the more I can stay relaxed, which is really difficult for me, and the further removed I am from the severity of my depression, the less of those aches I have, other than like being sore from training and stuff. Marianne Bush, did depersonalization ever make you feel like you don't recognize yourself in the mirror? Yes, absolutely. It gets better. Control what you can. Evie Penn, thank you for answering my question, and thanks for the compliment on my name. You're welcome. Kitty Katara, dabbing is smoking concentrated marijuana. So pulling a dab is a hit of the concentrate. I thought dabbing was a dance move I saw Cam Newton do, or like I keep seeing all these athletes do. Thank you for reminding me that I'm apparently, I'm really old. Appreciate that. Felipe Abonza, hello. It's good, Felipe. Matt, I think it's Matty or Matt1. So, Matt-I. So one time I was taking a poo and wasn't sure if I was on the couch or on the pooper and couldn't poo because I was scared. Is that derealization? I don't know, man. I can't speak to that. That's too specific of a thing. I don't know. I wish you the best with that. I hope you don't poo on your couch. Not to make fun of you, like being serious. Victor Schwenk. Regarding sex issues, did you ever struggle with not having any feeling down there? No, that I never struggled with. Leslie Tate, I thought I was going to die that way too from alcohol, but January 26th was my last day of drinking. Just take it one day at a time, Leslie. I'm really happy for you. That's tremendous. You know, I think the first month was so much harder than this past month. Let's say, you know, I'm coming up on 2 years. Those early days are huge, and you know, it might get even more difficult, and you need to prepare for that, and you need to protect yourself and never lose track of your reason why. Ibra's World, advice for my friend who wants to quit smoking. He smokes 2 cartons per day. I don't know. I don't know a lot about cigarettes and how to quit them. I hear it's extremely hard. I know there are support groups. I don't personally smoke, and I kind of did when I was like 18, but I never got heavy. One thing's for sure, if your friend doesn't want to quit, nothing you say to him will matter. But 2 cartons a day is scary. That's a lot. And sadly, you know, I've got friends who've been trying to quit for years, and they're struggling. I'm not saying it's impossible. I know a lot of people who have successfully done it, but it's a tough one. I'll just wish you the best. John Dugan, I periodically get night sweats since starting TRT and have noticed that the scent of my sweat has changed as well. Is that something you have noticed? I think that is something I noticed a little bit in the beginning. Stay on top of your blood work. Stay on top of your side effects. You know, be mindful, write things down so that you understand how it's affecting you, and stay in connection and communication with your doctor. Certain things, though, like acne for me, a little extra sweating, I believe, certainly a little spike in anxiety at times, they improved over time. I think my body just assimilated. You know, I got used to it. So perhaps that'll be the case for you, but it's, you know, we all are different. So just communicate with your doc. Fibromom. LOL, my name is Evie, too, but said differently, rhymes with Chevy. Evie. Ah. Well, Evie is a beautiful name as well. Eber's World. Advice for my friend who wants to quit 3 cartons. 3 cartons a day? Oh my goodness. That's intense, man. Google advice. Get feedback from people that did it. I think that's the best thing. I think that's why this channel works in certain ways, is that the things I speak on, I've been through. My best advice is my own experience, right? So go find someone who's overcome a 3 carton a day habit or a 2 carton a day habit. Milkman Q Robinson, thanks for your time. Much love. I'm assuming you're gone now, but much love to you too. Thank you for watching. Anyone in chat have KS? Matt asks. I don't know what that is exactly, but Felipe Abanza, do you only do TRT or did they prescribe HGH? No HGH at this point. Something I've heard can have some medical value or mental health value, but no HGH at this point. Just TRT. Kierkegaard. I'm sure that's not how you say your name. Hey Noah, good seeing you streaming. Always a pleasure to hear from you, sir. Sin OG. I think I've pronounced that name differently and probably incorrect like 20 times tonight. I found myself smoking weed to escape reality. Is that necessarily a bad thing? I don't know, man. I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing. I think it depends on what reality you're escaping, how often, motivations for doing so. Do you need to escape or do you just choose to? I think these are all questions we have to ask ourselves. Is it helping your life in the long term, or is it just pausing something that you'll eventually have to deal with? I don't know, man. Only you know, but that's a tough question. I just know that I can't afford to take any steps back, with that stuff. For me, it's a slippery slope. But I don't judge you. Not that perhaps you were feeling judged, but you'll have to figure that out. Kitty Katara, do you worry about saying the wrong thing on this channel? That's something you say will be taken wrongly. To an extent, but not so much that I would censor myself or try not to say a certain thing. One thing I feel like I'm relatively blessed with is emotional intelligence, social intelligence, knowing how my words, my actions might affect others. Now, I don't understand it across the board because I have bothered people here, but I definitely try not to. I try to lean on a pretty good sense of how my words can impact other people. I also have had enough positive feedback to know that, for the most part, I'm not a terribly controversial person, That being said, when I do say stuff that I end up regretting, even though I didn't realize it was stupid to say, sometimes I learn from it, and I adjust. But I never want to be afraid to be exactly myself because I want the people here who follow this channel, who take the time to write me. If you guys like me for me and want to hear what I have to say, that's awesome. But it's there's such a variety of people and diversity on this platform that there's no reason that anyone shouldn't truly be themselves. I just hope I don't come across in a way that is unfavorable, obviously. Charisma. Sometimes I overthink about how weird life is. Me too. Charisma. It's bad in the sense that you feel you escape from reality. Responding to sin on the escaping with weed. Milk Me TV. What's happening, playa? What's good, playa? Oh, we got history. I love that. Xavier Von Parker, your Q&A is awesome. If you have time, please do this again. Thank you for the feedback. I appreciate it. I love this. I feel like Q&As put me in my element. They just relax me. I like the fact that the camera's just rolling and I can just respond to you guys. It's great. I should do this more. I probably will make this a weekly thing. EV Pen. This live chat has been a huge help. So good to see everyone talking to each other about their stuff that matters and that we can all benefit from. I know. I'm beyond just running my mouth and seeing these questions. I love the fact that I'm seeing you guys respond to each other. It's awesome. What I got to work on is making this go faster. I can't imagine what someone does when they have 100,000 subscribers. I've got 30K, 58 watching. We've gotten up to 68, and I'm not keeping up very well, am I? Yahtzee Yates. Should I take Wellbutrin? It's too personal of a question. I can't answer that. I wouldn't even dare try to answer that. You need to... All I would say is to weigh the pros and cons, make sure you have a pretty good grasp on them, and then go talk to your doctor and understand the risks, understand what could happen, benefits, and talk to people that have been on it. But be safe, be brave. I don't know. Alano K9B, you're truly an inspiration to me. Thank you. That used to make me uncomfortable when people would say that. People would tell me that I inspired them, and I would genuinely get uncomfortable. And now, if I can inspire anyone to do something positive or improve themselves or reach out to me, I'll just say thank you. I'm glad to know that. Sue Rizzle. Sorry, I didn't know. Sorry, girl. Wafflebeard HD. Do you think a stimulant like Adderall makes depolarization disorder worse? Yes. But again, we're all highly individual. Just careful with Adderall. Yeah. Amphetamine in general. Careful, 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 careful. Felipe Abanza, do shrooms help with anxiety? I've heard some interesting things about people going on these psychedelic journeys, having these crazy psychedelic experiences, and then sorting through some shit. But I don't feel comfortable doing that. And I certainly don't feel comfortable telling you that they would help you with your anxiety. I think it's very possible that they can make them worse. They could make it worse. Sin OG. I agree, Charisma. I just sometimes need to escape. Escape, yeah. Justin Benefit. I cut. Okay. I probably said something that would make that make sense. Milk Me TV. So, got some recent blood work back on my prolactin levels and testosterone since being on 5 milligrams of cabergoline a week for a small tumor in my pituitary gland. Interesting. What were the results? Did I just miss them? How? Okay. Are you baiting me? Well, how did they affect your results? That's what I want to know. Yahtzee Yates. Go to jail. See how fast help your depression. Help me. Fanny. You finally got... Tani! You finally got my name right. It only took a couple years, right? You spelled it out for me phonetically once, and that made a big difference. Cannon fodder. Well, Butrin was like a stepping stone to Adderall for me. Worst 18 months of my life as anxiety and panic attacks skyrocketed. Ended up in a psych ward 37 days ago. 36 days sober now. Praying for you, man. That's all I can say. Your current pain and suffering, your story will help someone. That's the truth. Charisma. If you are in an anxious state, shrooms will probably make it way worse. Yeah. Milk Me TV. I feel fantastic since I've been on the medication, and my level of prolactin significantly went down from 61 to 14. Oh, I see. Okay, cool. Felipe Abanza. Thanks, Charisma. Awesome. Milk Me TV, and my free and total tests went up. Ooh, interesting. Yahtzee Yates. I'm thinking of trying Wellbutrin. I have a script. I wish you the very best. I hope it helps you. Milk Me TV. Free is 102, and total is at 600. Those look good. Those sound good. Charisma. A bad trip can worsen your mind in every way. Yes, absolutely. Sin OG. I've never tried shrooms and probably won't. Good. Yahtzee Yates. What is it like when you take Wellbutrin? Google. It'll help. I don't know. Eber's World. Highly suggest watching Vitaly's D TV. Hilarious. Yeah, I've heard. Prank channels on YouTube, just for some reason, make me really uncomfortable. Like, I don't know why they make me so uncomfortable, but they do. I just get this awkward, uncomfortable feeling in my body, and I end up not watching them. Oh, I see. Okay. Check. Sorry. I thought my audio cut out. Damn! We've been at this for an hour and 40 minutes. I'll probably go to 2 hours and call it quits, everyone. Felipe Abanza. Nah, I don't like him. Charisma. It certainly didn't help me. So what does this mean? Nancy Yates. Big Dosey was funny. You guys are just writing. Okay, good. Sir Tib. Hey, Noah, a question for you. My marriage failed last year. That put me in a deeper depression than I was. I recently found this amazing girl, but find myself fighting the feelings and scared my depression has ruined my feelings of love. Any idea or support you can give me? Only thing I can think to say, because I've never been through your specific situation, I say that things change. And I think your apprehension right now has every right to change with time. So what's the harm in writing it out and seeing how your mind and your thoughts and the way you process this might change? Maybe your feelings for love are skewed right now, but it doesn't mean they can't get better. Yeah. I'd say see what happens and be okay with the idea that things are going to work out just the way they're supposed to. Try not to sabotage yourself. Eber's World, the best cure to anything is a dab. Sire, synchronization, love consciousness. Microdose psychedelics every 4 days. Sub-perceptual doses for depression and anxiety will work wonders. Check out the research. But low test could be the true reason for some men. TRT will help. Yeah, like I said, I've heard some stuff about this. I know some people are really pro this. I'm just too scared to try it. Sue Rizzle. What about a full-blown anxiety attack out of nowhere? I mean, I know people go through that. I don't know. Like, I'm not sure what your question is. I don't know if you want to know if that's normal or what you should do. I think everyone should have like a plan for the moment they're panicking. All I can say is I'm sorry. Cannon fodder. Wellbutrin is like a Consistent caffeine buzz, but maybe not as strong. From a relative standpoint, my doctor kept increasing my dosage, so I finally started Adderall. Worst mistake ever. Good feedback. Fibro Mom. Vitamin D3 is amazing. Those with fibro and a couple other chronic illnesses are lacking serotonin, which is our natural happy pill. This chemical is released in our brain with excess exercise, sunshine, and sex. All true. Nick Centrone. Thanks for your videos. Helped me with some things in my recovery. It's been a big struggle, but have found some help through your video. Thanks again. By the way, watching from Nova Scotia, Canada. I'm glad I could be of any help at all, man. Any help at all. Sahir, synchronization, love consciousness. Great videos, Noah. Awesome gains. Much love, brother. Very helpful information. Thank you. Thank you right back, and you're welcome. Yahtzee Yates. Shoot, it just did that thing where it updated me, and it just tossed me like to the very, very bottom. Felipe Abanza at okay. Noah, Anmal Singh sign. Why can't I? Noah, do you have intrusive thought? If so, how do you deal with them? Yes, I do, and I said that earlier in this Q&A. I definitely deal with intrusive thoughts. I try to deal with them by staying structured, routine-oriented, and surrounded by people that help get me out of myself. I think the more I'm forced to think about other people, the better I am at accepting my situation, accepting my thoughts, understanding my thoughts are not my feelings, and they don't necessarily reflect anything. We all have crazy thoughts. I think it's just working on mindfulness practices, meditation, all these things help. But it's a work in progress. I still deal with them. Cannon fodder, detox cold turkey from Adderall and benzodiazepine dependency. It's only been 5 weeks, but real shame and guilt are coming out of the woodwork. I feel this is normal, though. It's good to feel real emotions again. Yeah, it's good till it's not, right? Early sobriety off anything is like this influx of feelings, painful feelings, intrusive feelings, anxiety, depression. Your brain is trying to sort some things out that it hasn't had a chance to do. It's completely normal. The temptation is to escape them. Unfortunately, if you ever want to get to the other side of this thing where you are no longer a slave, so to speak, to medications, drugs, alcohol, you have to process them and learn to deal with them. They do get better, but you're going to have to work at it. And I wish you the best. I've had to go through it. Many of us have and continue to. ACSW33TS, have you humped that female? I'm going to skip that, but no. And Mal Singh, how do you deal with suicidal thoughts? I think suicidal thoughts, I just remember that they don't, I think they're just a reaction to pain, I don't judge myself for thinking them, but I also understand that thinking them doesn't mean I have to act on them or that it would be the right solution. I try not to punish myself for them, though, that's for sure, and I will admit to you that they're highly uncomfortable. I think when you get pushed to a place where you're thinking suicidally, is that a word? Where you've got suicidal thoughts, you're just in a lot of pain and your coping mechanisms are down. What's that expression? Suicide happens when hopelessness outweighs coping ability. I think I respond to them by working extra hard. Extra hard. And I tell people. I say something. I do not keep it to myself. Maybe that's the most important thing I could say to you. I'm sorry if that's what you're going through. Really sorry. Danny Dutko. You mentioned you take creatine. Any other supplements you take? Yeah, I take L-theanine. I take creatine. I take vitamin D3. I take fish oil. I take a multi, curcumin, and a B complex, methyl B. Britt W, hi, listening from New Zealand. Well, now you're participating. Glad you're here. Danny Dicto, any knowledge of Lexapro? No knowledge. Check out Crazy Meds for any psych med. Go to the website Crazy Meds, type in that medication. Pretty palatable explanation of any medication, really. Britt W, I can relate to that too. I'm day 6 sober and crave sugar so much. Yeah. You're early. You're fresh. You're raw. Good for you. Hold on to your reason why. Surround yourself with good people. And Mal Singh. Does he see these questions? Yeah, I see these questions. I just don't get to them very fast. Wolfie's or Wolf's Woodwork. I ate ice cream almost every night in first 5 years of sobriety. Maybe sugar fix, maybe dopamine inducer. I don't know. Probably both. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. Yeah, food, sugar. It provokes dopamine. Dopamine is what's flooding our brain when we're drinking, so sugar makes sense. Cannon fodder for men. Get your TRT levels checked. I'm a couple of years older than Noah and had to beg or force my doctor to include a check for my T levels along with the blood panel he ordered. Yeah. For some reason, a lot of doctors are just nervous. They're like scared to get the blood work. They work for you. Insist that they do, and if they won't, go find someone that will let you check your hormones. That's ridiculous. Yahtzee Yates, dopamine induced for sure. Yep. Justin Bennett, I have no friends, no job, no connections, which my depression gets very worse. I don't see my life getting better. I just want to die. I'm very negative, but I didn't mean to be. I don't know what's wrong with me, and I have a very bad sleeping habits. Yeah. I've heard that before. I felt that before other than the fact that I've always had good support. And I never take that for granted. I read stuff like that. I'm like, man, how do I help? Like, what do I say that could make a difference for you, Justin? You have no friends. I mean, this might sound cheesy as fuck, but I'm here. You have a form of a friend in me. No job connections. Yeah. Gotta hustle for that. Not seeing your life getting better is just part of depression. That almost all of us go through. And that doesn't mean it won't get better. Just wanting to die is a pretty universal feeling too. Very uncomfortable. Negativity, yeah. Everything else makes sense. Okay, so certain things you probably can't control. And nothing I can say can fix that. But there are some things that you can't control. I know that you know deep down in your heart that's true. Hopefully tomorrow you wake up and you try to control one of those things and let them build on one another. And I wish you all the friendship in the world. And I hope that you find it in you to make an acquaintance in your life, a friend, and to take that chance. And you can always get pro help and find friendship there too, for starters. I'm sorry you're suffering, dude. I read comments like that and I'm just like, fuck. It's when I wish I was like Superman or something. I wish I could just make it all better. Cannon fodder, TRT has so far been really beneficial. It's only been a few weeks. Good. Aminal Singh, how do you deal with suicidal thought? I just answered that, so I hope you heard what I had to say. Wolf's Woodwork, I begged for hormone tests for years, then came up below normal range. That must have been infuriating. Sorry. Hebrew's World, Inalabum. Oh, you're helping me spell it? Inalabuki? Okay. Thanks. Cannon fodder, Enmal, reach out for a voluntary check yourself into a Psych Ward. Mel, hey from New Zealand, what's good? Mel, I switched off and Mel says, I switch off and daydream all the time with my anxiety. Yeah, always lost in my head too. Justin Bennett, yeah, suicide thought is a big problem for me. I'm never happy. I hope it gets better, bro. It might get worse before it does get better. My experience has shown me if I can just hang in there long enough, it gets better. Charisma. If weed didn't give me panic attacks, I'd probably use it sometimes to escape too. I understand. Fibromom. Oh my God, yes. I had a doctor ask me if my chronic pain wasn't real. Maybe it was depression, but I had to explain to him how chronic pain causes depression. Who could keep a real smile then? Yeah, seriously, I faked smiles for so long. It felt really good when I had my first genuine smile after major depression. Something tells me you understand. Jeremy Martinez, how did you find your life's purpose, and what advice can you give me? I sort of stumbled into my life's purpose. I think the only advice I could give you is to clear the bullshit in your life so that perhaps you can be perceptive to your life's purpose. I think one of the biggest problems I personally had when it came to finding value or sense of meaning, a reason to, was that my life was muddled with things that were distracting me from being able to hear an inner voice or understand an opportunity when it was in front of me or know what I really wanted or who I really was. For me, that looked like alcoholism, that looked like depression, that looked like fear, So when I started to systematically attack things and go after things that I knew were helpful, it just made me more open to my life's purpose, which I'm still sort of formulating, but I hear the whispers now, before I couldn't. So my only advice to you would be to start improving your life and keep your ear to the ground for when you get a sign that you're supposed to be doing things. Take chances, That's a big, big question. I have no idea how I did in answering it. Kitty Katara, you aren't old. I'm older than you. LOL. Thank you for doing your thing and this chat. You're a good dude. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I'm not. I don't think I'm old. I don't think you're old either. I'm just teasing. And I'll say, okay. Haytham Alamad. Oh, sorry. Haytham Alamad. I tried many antidepressants, but they are not working. Not happy with a lot of aspects of my life. Keep effing trying. King Stevan. Oh my god. I've been following you for 2 years now. Damn, time flies. Seriously, you are one of my long timers. People like you that keep me going on here. Kayla Box. Do you have any experience with Wellbutrin? I've been taking it for over a month and I have vivid dreams and I find I just feel disconnected from everything. I think this is a common side effect for antidepressants, the disconnection thing, the vivid dreams especially. If you don't feel in danger, hang in there a little bit longer. 6 weeks to 8 weeks, but I'm not a psych doc, obviously consult your physician. I did take it, but I only took it for like 2 weeks and I just thought the anxiety or the side effects were too much for me to handle. If this doesn't work, you'll keep chipping away, and you'll figure out what does. Satan, welcome. If you want to quit smoking, go to your local cancer ward. Well, that's a pretty intense thing to say, but I see the point. Okay, King Stevan, hot flashes is what I'm having right now. It's low T, high E2. Sounds about right. And Mulsing, so responding to each other, good. Lil Casper 4. If I got anxiety and depression. A statement, not a question, not to be rude. If you're asking how do I know if I have it, take to some surveys. Just to give a quick answer. Carl Watson, how would you feel if your doc said she is taking... I'm freaking you out? I did?
I didn't know he was here.
Oh yeah, I'm just doing a live Q&A. Yeah. Yeah.
Never mind.
It's okay. It's all good. Carl Watson, how would you feel if your doc said she is taking you off TRT to try HCG? Would you worry about going back to the way you were before you were diagnosed with low T? Yeah, I think I'm naturally a worrier. I think I'd be a little bit worried. I think so long as you have secondary or tertiary hypogonadism, meaning as long as your testicles aren't damaged or malfunctioning, the HCG will adequately keep your testosterone levels okay. Only if you have damaged goods, so to speak, will the signal not make a difference. The HCG will mimic the signal that'll tell your body to produce more. So I wouldn't feel afraid in that respect. The science is there. It should help unless you have primary hypogonadism. But change is scary in general. That part I'm with you. Lil Casper, will I have to take pills for the rest of my life? No one knows, man. Just deal with the day in front of you and do everything you can to make things better. Give yourself a better chance to come off them if that's what you want. No. Dude, Animal Sing is like freaking responding to everyone. It's awesome. King Steven, HGH plus HGG plus T was the best few months of my life. I felt alive. Then Syria fell and I had to leave my doctor. Oh man, and with it, my treatment. I can't imagine. Oh my god. That's crazy. Makes me feel really lucky. I hope you get the help you rightfully deserve soon. If you get somewhere settled and stable. Shit. like makes my eyes water. It's intense, man. That's intense. Artistic amnesia. How are you adjusting to married life? Does it make you feel more secure and stable? Well, I've been with my wife, Jessie. We've been married since October, but we'd been dating for 7 years. I think there was like a security that came over me when she was meant to be my wife. I was meant to be her husband. We were meant to take on life together, and there was like something just felt right. When we finally got married, I was elated for a while. I kind of felt like a little kid again, with her the first couple, 2-3 months of marriage. Now it's settled into this stable, rock solid bond, and I was tired of her being my girlfriend, or my fiance. I'm adjusting really well. Tawny, okay, was going to log out but kept watching. Yes, go log out. You paid your dues with me. Go rest or something. Fernando Almaguer. How did you know that 200 milligrams a week was too much? We just looked at blood work, and side effects that I was experiencing. My total and my free testosterone were just entirely too high on my trough day. Jeremy Martinez. How do you find your life's purpose, and what advice can you give me? Hopefully you heard my previous comment on that exact question. Larangarv. Larana. Oh, God. Larana. Is acne associated with TRT temporary, or does it get worse? 8 months on TRT, sleep and feel better. Thanks for the vids. Yeah, I had really bad acne. I wish I had like a picture available. When I first started my testosterone replacement therapy, my acne just got bad. I got really embarrassed and insecure about it. Mind you, I was a lot more focused on mental health problems, but my shoulders and my back, where I had once had acne in high school, suddenly flared up. And I was like really worried that it was never going to get better. And I was like, fuck, I'm just going to have terrible terrible acne, and maybe that's something I have to learn to live with, but my body acclimated. And to that effect, went away. Mostly went away. Yeah, I'm hairy, but it mostly went away. Sorry. Bet you didn't see that coming. Whatsu? Dan of 84. What's up? Probably is what you're going to say. Hard dicks in airplanes. Hey, you can feel free to use that. Mike Langdon. Is total testosterone at 14-15 on a range of 10 to 38 reasonable to assume that it contributes to lack of libido and fatigue/depression? I can't figure out any other cause because thyroid seemed to work. The stupid range. I mean, you're at the bottom of the range, so of course it would be reasonable to think that it's negatively impacting you, right? Like, why wouldn't you think that? But you're in that range. The low normal for a really broad range makes most doctors afraid to treat you. It's a rock and a hard place. Get a second opinion. Find someone that'll work with you. If you feel you can't control it naturally. Kirsten, oh dear. Kirsten Shanzer? I remember you saying in a recent video, just reach out and someone will be there. What suggestion do you have for someone that has no one? Reaching out, but no one seems to be there. I write feelings and stuff down, but it's not enough. I'm truly at a loss. I don't like to use the word spoiled in the context for what I'm about to say, but I'm extremely blessed. And to that, I mean, I've always had people in my corner. I have a good family. I have a very stable social network, I'm lucky that way. So I had people ready to take my hand. And I continue to reach it out, and I find more people. And then occasionally I get these messages like this one. I don't know if it's Kirsten or Kirsten. Kirsten probably. Anyway, where people say they have no one. I'm like, what do we do then? Part of me is like, I can't believe that. I choose not to believe that no one's there for anyone. There's got to be someone. But I don't know your story. And what if you're right? What if there's literally no one? What then? I mean, you have me here online, but I understand that I'm only real to a point. You can't sit with me, You can only see me and hear me. Here's what I'll say. First of all, I believe in you. And I believe you can overcome this. I also believe you can grow a social network. But what I think I need to do is I need to bring someone to guest feature on the channel who has that specific story, because I have my story, but I don't have great advice for this one, other than general, general things like reach out for support. My commitment to you is I'm going to find someone who's overcome major depression who had no one, and we're going to go from there. Doesn't help you right now, but I'll make a note of it. And be brave, and keep reaching out to me for starters. FAB after 5. There you go. Have you tried mindfulness meditation? I have tried everything from pills to therapy to meditation, and nothing is working for my depression. Yeah, I have tried, and I do think it's a positive thing. I also know that feeling that like nothing's working, and you know what? It doesn't mean nothing will. It's like the weirdest thing, but I've like had stretches where I was so certain that my depression was impenetrable. I was like, I will never not be depressed. I'll always struggle. And then just like in spite of me, things just got better. The tricky thing you have to remember, and all of us need to remember, is that a lot of the things that are helpful towards depression, they just take incredible consistency and time. I don't know. I hope that means something to you. Okay, I need to figure out where the last comment is here, and then I have to wrap it up. So, how far are we? Hey, are we close? Okay, so the last question of this Q&A is going to be Danny Rod. Danny Rod is the last question because I have to get out of here, guys. I would stay here all night with, not that I'm like, never mind. I was about to say something negative about myself. Danny Rod, everyone check the feed. I'm going to answer every question up to Danny Rod. For anyone, I'm going to put this on the feed. Won't be answering any questions under this one. Ran out of time. Catch me in the next vid. Thank you. Okay. So I'm going to answer every question above my last post right there. Okay, here we go. Danny Rod's the last one. Here we go. While I search for the most recent question, oh my gosh, sorry guys, I lost track of where I was. There we go. A random little, I'm going to punch in a thought. One of the weirdest things about doing YouTube, sorry, and then I'll get to the questions, but this just popped in my head because I was thinking about it. Anyway, one of the weirdest things about making YouTube videos is this idea that you guys are seeing me in a way that I don't see myself, and you're catching things about me. Tics, habits, rituals, facial expressions, whatever. Oddities, you see them. I don't see them. And so I always wonder, like, do I do this a lot? Do I do that a lot? Do I seem really awkward sometimes? Do I have good camera presence? Does it all flow? I try not to go there because it just keeps me from doing what I should be doing, which is just being the best me I can be and moving on with my life. It's not that serious, but when I do like a long Q&A like this, it's been like 2 hours, I always wonder, how do I come across? What does this all look like to you guys? I honestly I'm just one of you who happens to have a YouTube channel. So it's not like there's any guide to this. I just fell into it. I'm sure that was really worth saying. Here we go. Dan of 84. Shrooms gave me anxiety. Sorry to hear that, bro. Justin Bennett. I meant to say I cut my wrists. Damn, Justin. It's intense. I've heard self-harm is like one of those things. Some people, they do it to feel, they do it to cope. I don't judge you. I just hope you get support and help. I'd hate to see something bad happen to you. Hi, I am Rob. Says, how has your DPDR been? Still episodic. What is your most challenging mental health issue you deal with the most often? DPDR, as far as I've always understood it, doesn't seem to be that bad. What I seem to deal with now more is episodic bouts of hopelessness and brain fog. You know, I feel like this pressury, disconnected, foggy feeling, and sometimes I'll go a couple weeks where I feel like I can't get a moment where it's gone. I'll just be in this constant foggy state. And then it spurs anxiety and obsessive thoughts and depression, and hopelessness. And then sometimes I'll just feel clear-headed. But I don't necessarily understand why, I feel like that's what I deal with more. Rod B. What's the price of your CrossFit training? Do you think it's beneficial to your TRT? Well, yeah, exercising in general is beneficial, right? And my CrossFit costs me $150 a month. Not cheap, but worth it to me. I do have the opportunity to have money to do that, so I don't take that for granted, but it's worth it to me. Personal training, Kirsten Schinzer, at Justin, I recently resorted to self-harm again. It's a battle. Prayers to both of you guys. Mason Broad, DXM, dextromethorphan, thank you for spelling it out, gave me depersonalization, and your videos were the only thing that made me understand and comfort me. Thank you, brother. You're welcome. God, it's our job to communicate. It's our job to help other people. It's our job to not let our experiences and these sufferings we go through go to waste. There's got to be good that can come from them. You guys taught me that. Fernando Almaguer, my test is over 1,500 a couple days after injection. Yeah, you might be taking a little bit too much. It's like naturally people are, of course, in the early phases, especially if you inject, if you're like once a week or something, especially if you're like twice a week or once every 2 weeks rather, things are always going to peak. The more frequent you're dosing, the less peaks, the less valleys, the more steady state you're going to hold on to. I wouldn't necessarily know that that's a bad thing, but I think it's up there. It was that sort of thing that led my doctor to lowering my dose. I do feel a little bit better on a lower dose. Take that for what it's worth. Lil Casper 4, if anyone is suffering from DPDR, watch the movie Numb. Good movie. Yes, something I've suggested many times, and I agree. Hytham Al... Why do I keep struggling with your name, bro? Like, what's my problem? Hytham Alamad. Where to go to get TRT? Family physicians or urologists or who? Both of those are options. Start with one, go to the other one. If the first one doesn't work. They both have the capacity to do it, though. Jeremy Martinez, I'm 19, by the way. You're a young boy. Young buck. I didn't mean to call you a boy. You're a young man. Here I am trying to be PC. Caleb Box. Any advice on how to put your depression into perspective for the people around you so they can better understand? Everyone thinks I'm just stressed and refuse to relax or constantly ask why I'm sad, mad. This might sound a little egocentric, but I wrote a video, I made a video, on my channel called What Does Depression Feel Like? I think you would search, what does depression feel like? Actually, you know what? I'm going to make sure. I'm going to figure this out right now. I'm going to find it and I'm going to link it. So I'm on YouTube. I'm searching Bignoknow. What does depression feel like? Yes, okay. So I did a video called What Does Depression Feel Like? And it was one of my better videos. I just linked it. You're welcome to click it. Let's see if it showed up in the feed. Stop. What the heck? Sorry, guys. Sorry. Okay, so I just threw it in the description. Wow, can't talk. I've been talking too long. I feel my brain's actually turning to mush. There's a video on YouTube I put out called What Does Clinical Depression Feel Like? Perhaps it would behoove you to just share that with them. It has over 100,000 views, and I've gotten really positive feedback, enough to know that it connected with a lot of people. Maybe just not having to explain it yourself, but having someone else explain it and then they can see that video is popular and well received, and there's thousands of comments, I think, so other people that can validate that this is a pretty good explanation, maybe it will help. But it's so widely misunderstood. Okay, I got really distracted. I just wanted to get that out there. WD9581. Got here too late, sorry, but thanks for making this easier for all of us. Your videos really do help. I'm glad to know that you guys make it easier for me. Kayla Box. When really I just can't seem to find happiness. Yeah. But we keep looking. Angel Trejo. I see you have tattoos. Is there any meaning or cool story to some of those? I'll tell you one story that some of you maybe have already heard, but this tattoo, so this tattoo right here says promise. When I was really suicidal, I just had these weird ideations of cutting my wrists. And I remember thinking, if I put a cross here and I put the word promise, it'd be like this promise to myself not to hurt myself, even though I just felt so intensely like I wanted to commit suicide. And so I always thought that if I ever got driven to the place where I was going to hurt myself, I would have to see the promise first, and maybe that would keep me around for my family, and for myself, more importantly. There's a million stories to the rest of them. But that's the most intense one. Joseph Alvarado, is it possible to be so much in depersonalization that you can't notice you're in it in the first place? I don't know, man. Maybe. That's a really interesting question. Find your own answer on that one. I don't mean that in a rude way. I mean, like, dig deep. I think you know. Justin Bennett. Damn, Kristen. Justin Bennett, I'm sorry. Kitty Katara. I wanted to thank you, Noah, and everyone for making this such a great chat. Yeah, this was great. This was great. This reminds me why I do this. Fucking love this. Jeremy Martinez. Also, what do you do for a living? I make YouTube videos. I do. I make YouTube videos. I have this channel. I have another channel. It's a lot bigger than this channel that I have with my dad. And it's one of the things I do for a living now. It's really cool. I also work as a translator and front desk person in my dad's office, which is really cool too. And I work as an intake person for a detox facility. I guess I have a lot of little odd jobs, but my main thing is YouTube. David Puma. Been on 200 every 2 weeks. Should I inject 100 every week without talking to my doctor? Ooh, I see. I can't advise anyone to go against what their doctor says. I just can't. I do believe that the more frequently you inject, the better. I think weekly is far better than bi-weekly based on the fact that just your peaks and valleys are so intense, but I would never tell you to do something against the orders of your physician. That being said, I'm not going to tell anyone if you happen to do that, but just be careful, be safe, and just see if you can get your doctor to work on perhaps doing that. Argue that it'll keep you in the healthy range longer and keep you from crashing too. The half-life of testosterone replacement therapy, bring that up. It's not long enough to last 2 weeks. Claudia Ackley, I love your channel. Thank you for your words and encouragement. You're welcome, and thank you for saying that. Justin Bennett, yeah. Luke Palumbo, I've dealt with depression before really bad. I could relate to you so much. I'm okay most of the time now, but occasionally I have a switch in mood and it scares me that it will last. How do I deal with? You keep doing all the things that you were doing to get better, and then all the things you were doing when you were healthy. You don't change your structure. You don't break formula. Like if you found a way to get mostly better, like you said, one of the biggest traps for me is that when I start to do better, suddenly I start letting go of all the things that got me there. So you remember that depression, mood problems, whatever, life, it's not linear. It just does this, for all of us. And it is scary when it crashes. I get scared every single time my mood crashes. And it's crashed so many times since my major depressive episode that it almost keeps me unable to relax and unable to feel safe. But that doesn't mean I stop doing the things, And if it could change once, it could change again. I just remember that. Thanks for subbing. I'm glad to have you. And I think you're the man, actually. Or you the man. Justin Bennett, thank you, man. Thank you, man. I know. I'm trying to get better every day. Keep fighting, Justin. JT Jordan. Hey, Noah. Justin here from Louisiana. Good to see you, man. Cannon Fodder. Noah, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much, man. Have a wonderful evening. My pleasure, too, bro. And thanks for saying that. You have a great evening also. Danny Rod. I see all this people with the same problem I have. I try to think I don't have those problems. I just drink to drink. Especially after the military, I have a problem adjusting to civilian life. I've never served. I thank you for your service. I hear a lot of military guys say stuff like this. I think just look yourself in the mirror, and okay, it sounds kind of weird, but someone once said to me that if you're not sure you have a problem, in the privacy of your own home, with no one else around, in the bathroom, look in a mirror, and if you can look yourself in the eye and say, I'm healthy, I don't have a problem, and my relationship with alcohol is a good one. You'll know if you're lying or not. It's like this, you know, say, if you can look yourself in the mirror and say, I love you, and I love you just the way you are, and I don't think anything should change. See how that makes you feel. It might be harder than you think, you know, and maybe that'll help you find some answers that you perhaps need to dig deep in and make some changes. And if not, just know that I respect you and I thank you for your service, and I can't imagine some of the difficulties that brought with it. Playing it old school, been following you for about a year now. That's crazy. Thank you. Danny Rod, I drink to sleep. I used to do that too. Sonic Defect, thank you for everything you do on this channel. I have followed you for a year, tried HPTA, restart, and then TRT. Your channel has kept me stable through all the ups and downs. That's powerful. That's awesome. I'm really glad to know. Claudia Ackley, where do you get your strength? From you guys, from my family, from my friends, from this little teeny part in me that's a lot more brave than I give myself credit for. You know, sometimes I've hit moments, right? I've hit walls, you know, that seem so impenetrable. They seem so sturdy that I imagine no amount of force or inertia would bust me through the wall. I would just be stuck there and I would eventually die, right, or crumble. And then I just walk through the wall anyway. And I think we all do that sometimes. We just fucking do it anyway. And we get through it. And I don't even know how or where it comes from. And I don't care. I just know that we all have that sort of thing in us. So, David Etherington, hola, checking in from the UK. I think you're mean hola. Checking in from the UK. Love the videos. Keep up the good work. Thank you for checking in. It's cool to see anyone checking in from another country. Not in particular, but as well as from local. It's really cool. And I will. Thank you. Charisma. Yeah, I've been following you for approximately 2 years, too. Certainly one of the best YouTubers. You help me feel I'm not crazy. That's powerful. That's what it's all about. Like, you're not crazy. You know, we feel crazy. Doesn't make us so. Thank you for supporting the channel. Silent 079. Hey, Noah. What's good, man? Or young lady. Or sir. Or regular. Or middle-aged lady. Stop talking, Noah. Sonic Defect. I started TRT and my symptoms have gotten worse. My doc was dismissive because my test levels were perfect. Sorry. You know, I've said this before. Maybe you haven't heard me say it yet. But I thought some symptoms got worse when I first started TRT, and then they eventually did get better when my body adjusted. I'm not saying that's your story. I'm just saying be on the lookout for that. Silent 079. I just want to say that your channel is the best I've seen regarding information on TRT. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I try to never lose sight that, you know, talking about TRT is still important, even though I like to branch out and talk about other things too now. Danny Rod, I've been drinking for about 8 years straight. Not proud of it. Hey, we all have a story, bro. You also have today and tomorrow. So you can do it different, and you're capable of writing a new story. I drank hardcore from age 13 till I got sober with little blips of sobriety in between. And all that matters to me today is that I'm sober right now. It doesn't even matter how long I've been sober, you know. I've just got right now, and I'm going to control what I can, and I hope that you don't beat yourself up too much that it ends up crippling you from maybe making changes that could save your life. Sue Rizzle. I phrased my question wrong. I'll explain privately later. Okay. David Etherington. Just been diagnosed low T after 2 years on sertraline, docs. 2 years on sertraline. Docs never even mentioned this may be a reason for how feeling. It was your videos that opened my eyes to low T. I had to ask for the blood test, and yes, I was super low. Free test was 4. Should be starting treatment in a few weeks. Wow. You sound like you've had to go through a lot. I hope treatment does everything for you want it to, and I hope you keep doing all the other little things that can help too, man. Good for you for being persistent. Claudia Ackley. Do you believe that doctors prescribe benzoids way too often because I got addicted to them? Yes. I mean, beyond prescribing benzodiazepines, which is a narcotic that a lot of people use for really quick relief for anxiety, they end up, you know, when used as needed in low dose, they can be lifesavers, right? They can be lifesavers. Just having them can be a lifesaver. But when used overly frequently, you can develop a tolerance to them, you can get addicted to them, and then you can be so much more worse off, whatever, than you ever were to begin with. It creates this whole new problem. It's a very big issue, overly widely abused and not widely spoken of. How about that for a wordy response? Sorry you got addicted to them. Be safe coming off them. Be careful. Get help. You have a fight ahead of you. I hope you stay brave. Clayster says, what factors do you attribute to your sudden unexplainable recovery from depression 2 weeks ago? Man. I try not to cling to stability so tight that I'm afraid to feel it. But of course I've wondered. I had like 2 months from like Thanksgiving time and then all of December, all of January, most of February. I was doing poorly, guys, like really poorly. Feeling really depressed. So detached and foggy. Ruminating like crazy. Suicidal thoughts. Why have I just been doing a lot better these last 2 or 3 weeks? I mean, I've been really faithful with the supplements, that my doctor wanted me to take. Really been very faithful with therapeutic doses of curcumin, vitamin D3, fish oil, creatine. I've been gluten-free. I've stayed gluten-free since January now, and I think that could play a part in it. I lowered my testosterone. My testosterone was too high. Perhaps that was keeping me overly stimulated. I've been really working on de-stressing. I don't know, man. I'm not sure. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing and try not to take any of it personal. Just be grateful. That's crazy, though. Artistic amnesia. Big. We're all incredibly grateful for your time, the inspiration you give all of us, the fact you've given so much for yourself to help us. Just remember, we are here for you, too. Trust me. I hope everyone knows I never get it twisted. I'm the luckiest person here. Like, I have you guys. Like, you guys are here. How amazing is that? Like, I've got people watching this from all over the world, writing me kind messages, sharing their experiences with me. I'm learning from them, allowing me to try to use my experience to benefit them. I could never give you guys what you give to me. It'd be impossible, and I know that. I'm not stupid, so I thank you, and I appreciate you. I hope you believe me when I say that. Like, I never want to make this bigger than it is, but it's still special, and it's cool, and I'm lucky, and I'm grateful, and I could never pay it forward. But I will do my best to use the channel for good reasons and not for bad ones. Danny Rod, this is the last question. If anyone needs to talk to you, have me. If anyone needs to talk, you have me. I might not be the best, but I'm here for anyone who can support each other. We can support each other. That's beautiful. That's what it's all about. So there's Danny Rod. Click on his name. I'm pretty sure it'll take you to like his YouTube or something. Write him a personal message. You can go to About and then click Send Message. There you go. We all just made a friend. Okay. So I'm going to wrap it up right here, guys, because I've been at this for almost 2.5 hours. Thank you to everyone who took the time to watch, even for little blips, who left comments, who responded to other people. I think I'm going to try to do this weekly for a while, see how it goes. I definitely like it. It's a chance for us to stay a lot closer, a lot more connected, and I really have enjoyed it. So I appreciate you. I hope you're having a good one. Hope you're staying brave in everything you're facing. Know that you made my life better today, and I appreciate that. This was good. It was good. And we will see you guys in the next Q&A, probably next Thursday. Be on the lookout for another video. In general, I've been trying to put up more, and thank you. Bignoknow, signing out.